Today's broadcast on the IHSAA Champions Network is presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Broadcast is brought to you by the Regional Radio Sports Network, your ticket to the best seat in the house since 1992. The United States Marine Corps, the few, the proud, the Marines. Centier Bank. Since 1895, Indiana's largest private family-owned bank. State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Ivy Tech Community College's Lake County campuses. Your future starts here. Horizon Bank. Exceptional service, sensible advice for 150 years. Engravables, your headquarters for awards, trophies, and plaques. Tech Credit Union, the better option for personal and business banking.
Live from the Brickyard in Hobart, Indiana, RRSN.com video, Facebook Live, and the award-winning Regional Radio Sports Network, LLC, present the 2023 high school boys soccer season here in Northwest Indiana, where this evening, in a key Northwest Crossroads Conference matchup to open our season here in the 2023 campaign, the Hobart Brickies host the Munster Mustangs. Good evening, everybody. Mike Konezovich along with Vince Gray. Elena Konezovich capturing all the sights and sounds on camera this evening as we get set for this matchup between the Mustangs and the Brickies. Last season, the Hobart Brickies with a record of 15-2-1. They were 6-0 and champions of the Northwest Crossroads Conference. The Munster Mustangs with a record of 11-3-3, and they were 5-1 in the NWCC. Our other season sponsors of soccer here in Northwest Indiana on the Regional Radio Sports Network for the 2023 season include our good friends over at the Tauber Law Offices on Eagle Ridge Drive in Schererville for all your legal needs. First Trust Credit Union with locations in Michigan City, LaPorte, Valparaiso, and Wheatfield. Qubit Network, striving to provide highly innovative solutions to your unique technological needs. Today's Northwest Indiana High School Soccer Game of the Week on RRSN.com video is also brought to you by the Hobart High School Boys Soccer Boosters, congratulating co-coaches Weinman and Harris and the boys soccer team on a terrific 2022 season, wishing them best of luck in their quest for success during the 2023 campaign, and also by the Munster Soccer Club, a Rec Plus travel soccer club that is part of the IHSAA Soccer League, and they're on the web at munstersoccer.com. I bring in my broadcast partner, Vince Gray, and Vince, summer vacation is over. It's back to school here for all of us here at Regional Radio Sports, and we've got a dandy here to start off the season. Normally we kind of go with non-conference action to get us into the swing of things, but we got a couple heavyweights here with Munster and Hobart tonight at the Brickyard.
You know, Mike, it kind of reminds me of NASCAR when they have the Brickyard and all this stuff going on, but they have their Daytona 500 at the beginning of the season, and this in the Northwest Crossroads Conference is probably the battle for first place. Kankakee Valley is up and coming, and other teams in the NCC, and don't forget Hanover Central, now part of the NCC as well. But these two teams have proven their mettle. These are the two teams that really are prohibitive favorites to win the conference, and it's amazing that it's going to be the opening night for the Hobart Brickies, and they've got a chance to already stamp their ticket to a conference champion if they can knock off the Munster Mustangs.
We've got a couple years in a row now where the Brickies have established themselves as a growing program here, not only in Northwest Indiana, but across the state, as the Brickies come in rated number 15 in the state of Indiana in the first poll that came out with the Indiana Soccer Coaches Association. The Munster Mustangs setting at number 20 right now as we speak prior to this ball game, and two great ball games that ended up being one goal game in the first game a couple years ago, and then a shootout last season for the Hobart Brickies. That was really kind of the rite of passage in this conference right now, and you know the tradition they have over in Munster with 18 sectional champions championships as well as 18 conference championships since 1998, and they want to get back on the top of the mountain.
Well, and Mike, it all starts and ends with Jim Prosopoulos' team. It all goes through Munster. You have to beat the best to be the best, and last year the Hobart Brickies did. They beat the Munster Mustangs, but normally it's like Lee Corso said, not so fast, my friend, because when the Munster Mustangs get a little burr under their saddle, which is a great reference, by the way, the Munster Mustangs are going to put a little hurting on you. I expect Munster to come back full force here on the road at Hobart.
Well, they certainly have done so in the JV game. It's now 6-0 in favor of Munster over the Hobart Brickies, so they have made a point here in this first game of the doubleheader, and they're looking for more right now, up by a half a dozen in this particular ball game. But we've got a beautiful day for soccer, not a cloud in the sky here at the Brickyard. We got a great crowd that's gathering here right to our home side here, this beautiful facility in Hobart, Indiana, Vince. I mean, there'd be a lot of college programs that would salivate over this particular type of facility.
And they do play a college bowl game here too, Mike, in the fall. But I can tell you, Mike Black runs a great program here at Hobart. Heck, we've already seen the hospitality with our passes to the concession stand, which that's how I always rate my broadcast partners. But I can tell you that the Hobart Brickies always put on a good show. And we want to thank another sponsor too, Mike. We want to thank our friends at Route 1 Chevy in Momence, Illinois. They're a presenting sponsor this season for Northwest Indiana Football Game of the Week, and they also decided to come along for the ride in soccer as well. We thank our friends out there at Momence. You're only moments from Momence. If you want to find a vehicle, go to Route 1 Chevy. They're on the web at route1chevy.com, and you can find them in Momence, Illinois as well.
We're going to go ahead and take a 2-minute video timeout. When we come back, we got the poll. We'll take a look at all three classifications here in boys soccer. We'll tell you about our football slate coming up on Friday night. And a little bit earlier, I had a chance to sit down with Jamie Harris, the co-head coach of the Hobart Brickies. And a little bit later on in the pregame show, we had a chat with Jim Prosopoulos, certainly a future Hall of Famer for sure, as he's approaching 350 wins in his historic and dynamic head coaching career here in the region. We will come back after this 2-minute timeout with more of the pregame show. You're watching and listening to the sights and sounds of the Northwest Indiana Soccer Game of the Week, presented by Route 1 Chevy in Momence. Back in 2 minutes on RSN.com video, Facebook Live, and the Regional Radio Sports Network, your ticket to the best seat in the house since 1992.
Develop quality citizens who keep our core, our country, and our communities side by side on the winning side. Not for glory, but for honor. For a code that isn't written or spoken, but lived. It's what we do. It's who we are. It's the battle cry of our fighting spirit. Battles won. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
Presenting the Horizon Bank elevator pitch. Why aren't we telling you about ourselves? We're waiting for you to tell us about yourself. Our pitch can wait. Horizon Bank. Get a conversation started.
Live, so.
This is the end of a Horizon Bank commercial. Why show the end of our commercial at the beginning of our commercial? We think you'll find Horizon does a lot of things differently than other banks. Horizon Bank. Get a conversation started.
Back here at the Brickyard, it's the Northwest Indiana Soccer Game of the Week presented by Route 1 Chevy in Momence, Illinois. Your only moments from Momence. Vince Gray along with our play-by-play announcer, the Hall of Famer, Mike Knezovich. Well, Mike, got to ask you, how was your summer, my friend? You said it's running out of time. I still have a lot of chocolate ice cream in my refrigerator. So how did your summer go? Did you get a lot done, or are you ready for the season to get going?
I tell you what, it's been a blur, Vince. We did a lot of traveling, got a chance to catch up with some friends all across the country. It was really a blessing and an opportunity to renew some old acquaintances. And I know that you had had some of your time spent on the links as well.
I actually played a little golf last weekend. Let me tell you, Mike, it was a serious radio station. I shot a Magic 105. It was not very good, but it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. I got a chance to visit the family myself, go down and see my daughter Riley down in Indianapolis, spend a little time down there, and I also adopted a dog over the summer. I have a dog named Finn. He's a golden retriever. He's 5 years old. We got him from Lakeshore Paws in Valparaiso, a charitable organization, and he's supposed to be my wife's dog. No, he's not. He's mine. Junior varsity game in action, Mike. 14:50 to go in the junior varsity game. Munster up 6-0 on the door. Well, let's make it 7. Mustangs on the doorstep. They put one into the back of the net. So Munster's probably going to win the junior varsity game, pending a miracle. But what do you think about this varsity contest? I know there's been some changes for the Hobart Brickies, some unfamiliar names in the lineup. It's going to be a little different Hobart Brickies team this season as it was to last year.
Yeah, they're going to be missing Jack Cruz. He's going to miss tonight's ball game, so that's certainly going to help hurt the Brickies' depth. Also, Eddie Udave, who was a major contributor on the team last year, decided not to come out for soccer this particular season. So you're talking about a guy with 9 goals as well as a helper on the season last year not returning to your lineup. So there's going to be some opportunities as the Brickies finally do get on the board and break the shutout here in the junior varsity game. But there's going to be some opportunities for some other youngsters to come up. Gabe Rodriguez, number 28, a sophomore, is one guy that Coach Harris talked about quite a bit as being a potential guy. Luis Gutierrez, a guy that's going to fill in the back line. And Adrian Stoikowski, a sophomore who had 7 goals and 3 assists last year, is another young man that's going to get a lot of playing time up top, Vince. So, as you know, one man's misfortune is another man's opportunity, and you're going to get an opportunity to see some other student athletes here step up for the purple and yellow gold.
And when I look at the lineup for the Hobart Brickies, Mike, I do see 7 seniors in the starting lineup. So you do have a lot of experience from last year's club that went 15-3. Again, they'd like to make a deeper run in the state playoffs, but I think they might have a little trouble in the actual conference because Hanover Central is the wild card, Mike. They come out of that conference when they were in the same conference with Griffith and those other teams in that area, and now they're taking on the NCC, and I think Hanover Central is going to be the big school south of Route 30. It's Lake Central right now, but a lot of parents are sending their kids down to Hanover Central. I think Hanover Central might make some noise in the NCC as well.
Hanover Central won their first game on the girls' side this year 9-0 on Monday. Jim Pattison, and boy, I tell you what, that young lady Desiderio, she came up again with 4 goals. She now, I believe, has over 150 in her career with the Wildcats. And you talk about Tim Ziltz on the boys' side of things as well, Vince. He's going to be right in the thick of things here in the conference. They say don't forget about us over here in Cedar Lake on the boys' side, too.
Absolutely. And, soccer is always strong in Northwest Indiana. You can't count out the Duneland as well, Mike. And you talk about Valparaiso and Chesterton, the usual suspects. You talk about Kankakee Valley in the NCC south of the river. They got a 6-0 victory in their opening game as well. So I think the Northwest Crossroads Conference might not be number 2 anymore. They might be like 1A with an asterisk. They're going to be a tough soccer conference, and they'll be trouble in the state tournament.
Our pregame interview with Coach Jamie Harris is brought to us by Route 1 Chevy. They're happy to support Northwest Indiana High School athletics as well as serve the new and pre-owned vehicle and service needs of customers in Northwest Indiana. Over the past decade, Route 1 Chevrolet in Momence, Illinois has consistently received the highest sales and service customer satisfaction ratings of any General Motors dealer in all Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. Our customers have made us number 1. When you think of what is important to you, think of number 1, Route 1. Route 1 open 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday. They're conveniently located at 631 North Dixie Highway in Momence, Illinois. Route 1 is 10 minutes from Lowell, 15 minutes from Cedar Lake, 20 minutes from DeMont. In all cases, Northwest Indiana customers are only moments from Momence. Route 1 can be reached at 815-424-6068. And they can be found on the web at route1chevy.com.
Pre-game coverage continues here prior to this Northwest Crossroads Conference boys soccer game here at the Brickyard on RSN.com video, Facebook Live, and Regional Radio Sports. Jamie Harris, the co-head coach of the Hobart Brickies, is going to join us here. And Coach, a new season upon us here in a 2023 campaign. Terrific year for the Brickies last year, certainly a springboard for bigger and better things to come. So give us a prognosis on how the preseason went for you guys. You guys were very busy, playing 14 games prior to the regular season. So tell us about the prognosis for the Brickies here in 2023.
Well, thanks for reaching out to us. We always appreciate being on your show. You do a great job. Our preseason has been, we've had a tough preseason, believe it or not. We've gone through a lot. Now, the good news is through adversity breeds some real brotherhood and some teammate, some good stuff. So preseason a little tough, worked all through it. Boys are mentally better, I think, than they've ever been. They have had a lot of games this year. We did a lot during our camps. A lot of them, we've got 8 seniors, and they know that this is their last shot at it. And when I say they've got a chip on their shoulder, I don't mean that in a negative way. They're out to win every game we're in. So we're all excited. Coaches have worked really hard this year, both physically and mentally with our boys, and it should be an interesting year for us.
Coach, you talked about the veteran leadership on this team with those 8 seniors. How has their experience as well as their versatility help you to be able to move those pieces around the field whenever you need them at crucial parts of the game?
Great question. Most of our boys have been playing since they were 5-6 years old, and they've been playing, it's just NWISL ball, but they've been playing town ball against some of these Munster and Portage and been getting beat up for years on them. And that's really brought them together. That has inspired them to make sure they're working out of season. Our team captains this year, we've got 4 of them, which is Luke Weinman, the 5th, Thomas Martin, Carlos Gayton, and Jack Harris round out our captains. And they've all been working really hard together. Again, been through some tough times. And look forward. We just can't wait to get through our first games. It's just going to be fantastic.
We're visiting with Jamie Harris, the co-head coach of the Hobart Brickies here on the pregame show on RSN.com video, Facebook Live, and Regional Radio Sports. And defensively, it always comes down to the man between the pipes. And this season, Coach Parker Glass, a junior for you, had 8 clean sheets last year, a goals against average under .8 on the campaign with 91 saves. Talk about his decision-making and how he works with your back defense there to keep your opponents at bay.
So it's always fun to watch Parker because there is nothing really that scares that kid. There isn't a shot. There's not, we've got some of the toughest shot takers, in the region that get him going every day. And he is fun to work with. He's really came out of his shell as far as communication with the back line. He's starting to play a little bit more as our 11th player in the back, which is what any coach wants out of his goalkeeper, and he's just doing such a good job back there. I think we had 9 goals scored against us last year, which in my opinion would put us probably in the top, 10% of 3A schools on goals scored against, and they're certainly due to some phenomenal saves that Parker Glass had last year.
Give you a wrap-up, Coach. Let's break it down with keys of the game, taking on a Munster program that you guys have been able to vanquish and get past the last couple times. But that Coach Persopoulos and his student athletes are going to be ready for this huge battle in the conference to start the year. So talk about your opponent here today, the Munster Mustangs, and what are the Brickies going to have to do to hold service here at home?
Well, there's no doubt it's always will and skill. For years, we've been a team that we've had will to win. The first time we beat them, that's all that it really was. Last year, our skill of our players stepped up, and our will and our skill really put us in that position to have a PK shootout with them. And fortunately for us, we came out on top. This year, when you combine will and skill, I'm really looking forward to this game because, again, there's some deep rooted, old school feelings that our Hobart boys have, and they don't want to lose. And this year, I think, is probably the most talented soccer team Hobart High School has ever seen. So, will and skill, I'm calling it a W for Hobart, but we'll see what happens.
Thanks again to head coach, co-head coach Jamie Harris for joining us here on the pregame show, and him and Coach Wyman, co-coaches on the team. They come in with a record of 48, 42, and 10 in their 8th season with the Brickies. 13-3-3 a couple years ago in 2021. Of course, last year 15-2-1 on the campaign as they were champs in the NWCC, and they are looking for another conference championship. Regional Radio Sports Network wants to thank the Hobart High School Boys Soccer Boosters for sponsoring a portion of today's match. The Boosters congratulate head coaches Luke Weinman, Jamie Harris, and the boys team on a terrific 2022 season. We wish them all the best in their quest for another Northwest Crossroads Conference championship and success in the IHSAA tournament this fall. Best of luck, Brickies, during the 2023 season from the Hobart High School Boys Soccer Boosters. And Vince, certainly soccer is a family affair here in Hobart, and they have a couple young men on that back line that know pretty much what the coaches are expecting of them.
Mike, you talk about getting an extra biscuit for breakfast, and dinner might be a little uncomfortable if you miss an assignment. I never had the good fortune to play for my father. I actually had a good fortune to have my dad come watch a lot of games, but I can tell you that playing for your dad, it's tough to separate sometimes, and you talk to these coaches, especially Coach Harris and Coach Weinman. They say when they get home, their dad's first, their coach is second, but their kids don't want to let them down, and the rest of the kids feel like they're also playing for their dad as well. These are a couple of great coaches and a couple of good men. If one of my kids was playing, I'd want him to play at Hobart.
Let's go ahead and take a 2-minute audio timeout. When we come back, we're going to flip it over on the other sideline as we had a chance to sit down with Jim Persopoulos, the head coach of the Munster Mustangs, who's approaching a milestone as far as coaching elite is concerned in the state of Indiana, and he certainly is right there at the Rushmore of the top coaches in the state of Indiana. We'll come back after this 2-minute timeout with more of our Route 1 Chevy pregame show. We are live here from the Brickyard in Hobart, getting set for Munster and Hobart boys soccer, right here on RSN.com video, Facebook Live, and Regional Radio Sports.
State Farm Insurance asks, what if you're walking out to your car and it's been mashed by a runaway garbage truck? Having a State Farm agent means having a real person to help you when things go wrong. So when accidents happen, you've got someone you know who will be there when you need them. See Connie Bernardi, 1072 Joliet Street, U.S. Highway 30 in Dyer. Call Connie at 219-322-9959. State Farm agent Greg Taylor is at 794 McCool Road in Valparaiso. Call Greg at 219-762-4911. And Dave Ross, 450 West Lincoln Way, Suite 210 Valparaiso, 464-3581.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Have you checked out Centier Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Centier Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit Centier.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Centier student checking account. At the age of 25, your account will automatically convert to the Centier checking account. You must deposit $25 to open this account. This account is not eligible for overdraft advantage. Member FDIC.
Engravables, located at 2005 Calumet Avenue in Valparaiso, between Vale Park Road and Glendale, across from McDonald's, is your headquarters for awards, trophies, plaques, name badges, and rubber stamps. For more information, stop in or give them a call at 219-477-5656. Their web address is www.engravables.net. That's Engravables, 2005 Calumet Avenue in Valparaiso.
Mike Konezovich, Vince Gray, back with you here at the Brickyard. So glad you could join us here for our Route 1 Chevy game of the week here at the Brickyard. We've got a full slate of football coming up your way on Friday night, Vince Gray, and you're going to be leading the pack heading down towards the big traditional rivalry coming up here between the Kankakee Valley Cougars and the Rensselaer Bombers.
You know, Mike, I did a little bit of research, and before their head coach, Chris Meeks, took over, the Rensselaer Bombers got beaten by the Kankakee Valley Cougars for 5 straight years. Since that time, 18-6 is the record of Chris Meeks. But here's a statistic that you'll enjoy. Chris Meeks has won 186 games. 10%, 18 of them have been against the Kankakee Valley Cougars. They dominate in Jasper County, and they're going to try to get an opportunity to move on and win on Friday night, and it'll be a great job with 2 state championship coaches. Just 1 of 5 games for us on Regional Radio Sports.
We also have the Battle of the Leather Helmet, the longest rivalry right now in the state of Indiana in football between the Crown Point Bulldogs and the Lowell Red Devils. That game will be over at the Inferno in Lowell. Certainly 2 teams that do not like each other, that reside just down I-65 from each other. So a battle that goes all the way back to the old Lake Suburban Conference back in the day. And meanwhile, Paul Condry, Frank Kilpakowski, and his crew, they're going to have a dandy over at Viking Field on WEFM 95.9 FM with the traditional opener between Penn and Valparaiso.
Yeah, and you know that's going to be a great opportunity, too. The Valparaiso Vikings, Mike, the 2022 5A state champions. I got a chance to do their summer golf outing. It's one of the charity things that I do for the summer, and I'm telling you what, again, Bill Marshall is a heck of a football coach, and they're not trying to just come back and have a good season, Mike. They want to make it all the way back to Indianapolis and repeat as state champions.
Our interview with Jim Persopoulos is brought to us by Route 1 Chevy. They're happy to support Northwest Indiana High School athletics as well as serve the new and pre-owned vehicle and service needs of customers in Northwest Indiana. Over the past decade, Route 1 Chevrolet in Momence, Illinois has consistently received the highest sales and service customer satisfaction ratings of any General Motors dealer in all of Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. Our customers have made us number 1. When you think of what is important to you, think of number 1, Route 1. Route 1 is open 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday. Route 1 is conveniently located at 631 North Dixie Highway in Momence, Illinois. Route 1 is 10 minutes from Lowell, 15 minutes from Cedar Lake, and 20 minutes from DeMont. In all cases, Northwest Indiana customers are only moments from Momence. Route 1 can be reached at 815-424-6068. They can be found on the web at route1chevy.com. Welcome back here to pregame coverage here at the Brickyard. We're going to bring on Jim Persopoulos, the head coach of the Munster Mustangs, going to join us here. And Coach, coming off the 11-3-3 season last year, 5-1 in the conference. Nice big group of seniors that have moved on now, so a new group and some new opportunities here. So tell us how the preseason went and the prognosis for the Mustangs here in 23.
Oh, we did fairly well. Played a few games this summer and fared well, won all of them. And we have a senior-laden group, like you said, 15 seniors. We're always going to have probably 9 or 10 starting every game. So we have experience. We know that Hobart had the best of us the last 2 years, so we just need to play a good game. They're a tough team. They're very similar to us, so it can go either way this game.
Coach Nolan Kinsella, we had a chance to visit with him at the preseason soccer show, and the young man just off the charts with everything he does on the field. But talk about some of the intangibles off the field as well as the leadership skills that he brings to the pitch.
Well, the kids obviously look up to him. He plays hard and he practices just as hard, which is great. So, he doesn't just bring it in the game, he brings it in training. He's one of our captains. He's going to IU. So the kids really are attracted to him in a sense, and but we also have to help him too. So the offense can't just all go through Nolan, and so the kids are ready for that challenge.
who's really opened up your eyes as far as a field player now as you come to the regular season, Coach?
I think Colin Clark has made some great advances from last year with his confidence. He's our right back. He can play right mid. All the seniors in general. Robert Ganella has also made a lot of gains as he's one of our center backs. We got Lucas Raymond, who is a junior, very effective center back coming off the bench, so we don't lose much there with that. And it was, Swider's in the second year with us, and he can play outside mid and left back too. So I've seen some great improvement from really all the players, with their confidence and their ability, because they're seniors now, they're maturing. So we'll see where that takes us. So like I tell the guys, we always have to prove it on the field. Nothing's going to be given to us. We have a good reputation as a program, and so teams are always up to play against us. They're always up hard.
Give you a wrap-up, Coach. Let's look at keys of the game. Obviously, you're going to have the senior netminder with Aaron Bob in between the pipes. So take a look at both sides here, what they bring to the pitch, and what are you going to have to do to come out on top in a very tough road game here in the NWCC.
Admittedly, last two games, they finished the game. They played all the way to the end. We had to lead both games. We didn't finish it right, so we have to finish the game, limit mistakes. And they're fairly well on dead ball situations, too. So we have to limit those and just not make any stupid mistakes and capitalize on offensive opportunities. I mean, it's really going to be the team that makes the least mistakes and can execute at the right moment, just like any game.
Always appreciate the time, Coach. Best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
The Munster Soccer Club is a Rec Plus travel soccer club of Munster, Indiana. They feature competitive level of play for U8, U10, U12, and U14 divisions. The club is part of the IHSAA Soccer League located in Northwest Indiana, and they're on the web at munstersoccer.com. Regional Radio Sports Network appreciates Munster Soccer Club for their support of the student athletes from Munster High School, and they wish best of luck to the Mustangs in tonight's match. Vince?
It's the final days for registration for fall classes at Ivy Tech Community College, Lake County. Fall classes start Monday, August the 24th. First, so you have little time to enroll, but not much. For more information, for information technology to healthcare, automotive to hospitality, Ivy Tech Lake County has programs designed to get you where you need to be so you're ready for the job you want. Call 219-392-3600 or visit their website, ivytech.edu/Lake County, and enroll today. Your future begins this fall at Ivy Tech, Lake County.
When it comes to your technological needs, Qubit Networks cares about your quality of experience. Located at 103 Polk Street in LaPorte, Qubit Networks wants to build client relationships that withstand the tests of time and changing technology. You can buy technology from anywhere, but Qubit Networks' dedication to making your purchase a great one is the difference you've been looking for. Give them a call at 219-369-4357 or visit them online at qubitnet.com. Qubit Networks, moving and storage data fast and safe.
And Mike, it couldn't be a soccer season without me saying Regional Radio Sports Networks wants to thank the Tauber Law offices at 1415 Eagle Ridge Drive in Cherville for their continued support of student athletes. They practice general, civil, and trial law in all state and federal courts, specializing in personal injury, wrongful death, real estate, corporate, wills and probate, family divorce, and criminal law. They also service the trust, estate, and business planning needs of their clients. Call Tauber Law offices today for all your legal needs. Their number, 219-865-6666.
Vince, let's take a look at what are going to be some of the key players out here that the fans are going to be viewing here on RRSN.com video and Facebook Live. But before we do that, I did want to take a look at the polls here a little bit. The Carmel Greyhounds, as they are, ought to do. They are number one in 3A, followed by Noblesville, Zionsville, and Fishers. Kind of a common theme there with Marion County coming to the forefront. Columbus North with Hamilton Southeastern, Brownsburg, and then Jeremy Rainwater's Lake Central Indians checking in at number 8.
And we saw Jeremy Rainwater during our soccer preview show, Mike, and he's looking like $1 million, and he's got his Lake Central Indians playing well. He said he just liked the high school game better. He had to come home, and his team is going to benefit from that.
Pike in the number 9 spot, followed by the Castle Knights, Bloomington South, and then our neighbors to the east, the Penn Kingsmen, the Black and Gold at number 12, the Cathedral Fighting Irish, followed by Goshen, and then the Hobart Brickies at number 15 with Center Grove, the Chesterton Trojans, who got knocked off in their season opener against the Northwoods Raiders, Vince, 4-0.
And Mike, you know that is only the 6th loss that the Chesterton Trojans have had since their head coach took over. 6 losses in 7-10 years. That's amazing.
Elkhart and the Munster Mustangs right here round out the top 20 in 2A, in 3A rather. In 2A, Brebeuf Jesuit at the number 1 spot. And local representation there in 2A, Culver Academies at number 11. The Bishop Knoll Warriors checking in number 15, Alejandro Pena, the new skipper over there with the Warriors. And then a team that we're going to see 3 times this year, Vince, Todd Bevan's Illiana Christian Vikings settling at number 17.
Man, they've settled in on this side of the line really well, Mike. They used to be in Illinois Power, and they are showing their mettle in Indiana. That school's getting so big, they're already building new facilities out there south of the St. John area.
Meanwhile, in 1A local representation, a team that we're going to see playing the Vikings, the Wheeler Bearcats, checking in at number 10. The Couts Mustangs at number 12 on the campaign. Nathan Breininger has done a great job with that program, Vince, as they had deep postseasons runs back in 20 and 21.
Well, you know, back then they had a little bit of a different connection. They had the basketball team players getting ready for basketball with soccer, but now soccer is a big tradition at at Couts for boys and girls. It's a great place to play soccer and a nice community as well.
Let's go ahead and take a 2-minute video timeout. When we come back, Vince and I are going to break down the X's and O's in this one as the teams continue their pregame warm-ups. Beautiful evening for soccer here in Northwest Indiana as the crowd continues to build here at the Brickyard as the purple and gold of Hobart High School gets set to host the Munster Mustangs in a key Northwest Crossroads Conference matchup. Back after this 2-minute timeout with more of the Route 1 Chevy pregame show on RSN.com video, Facebook Live, and Regional Radio Sports.
For a place, a people, an idea, for right and freedom, for liberty and justice for all. For every square inch between fruited plains and spacious skies. Marines fight to win. See all the battles Marines fight to win at Marines.com.
Presenting the Horizon Bank elevator pitch. Why aren't we telling you about ourselves? We're waiting for you to tell us about yourself. Our pitch can wait. Horizon Bank. Get a conversation started. This is the end of a Horizon Bank commercial. Why show the end of our commercial at the beginning of our commercial? We think you'll find Horizon does a lot of things differently than other banks. Horizon Bank. Get a conversation started.
Back here at the Brickyard, you're in the Northwest Indiana Soccer Game of the Week pregame show, sponsored by Route 1 Chevy. Remember, you're only moments from moments. Call Route 1 today to find a vehicle, new or used. Remember, you're only moments from moments at Route 1 Chevy in Moments, Illinois. Getting ready for the national anthem in our starting lineups. We'll be bringing you those starting lineups, again sponsored by Route 1 Chevy Buick. Also want to remind you that the Northwest Indiana Game of the Week will be carried all season long and sponsored by our friends at Route 1 Chevy. We'll also have 5 football games this Friday night on the Regional Radio Sports Network. The Hall of Famer Paul Condry will be on the Duneland Athletic Conference Game of the Week. We've also picked up a new property in our Eastern Conference, and that's going to be Mishawaka Marion football. Tanner Camp will be on that play-by-play call. I'll be bringing you the Northwest Indiana Game of the Week, sponsored by Route 1 Chevy. This week it's the Battle of Jasper County with Kankakee Valley taking on the Rensselaer Bombers. And we'll also have Lowell football with the Battle of the Leather Helmet. Crown Point taking on Lowell. It'll be Todd Kibbe and company bringing you that game. All of those games can be found on our website, rrsn.com. You can also find us on Facebook Live. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter as well on the Regional Radio Sports Network. Your ticket to the best seat in the house since 1992.
A couple of the prime-time players, Vince, that are going to be really creating some havoc out there on the pitch. Liam Deal, a senior for the Hobart Brickies, 13 goals and 6 assists last season for 32 points for him. And really the straw that stirs the drink for the Brickies is Carlos Gayton, a senior with 9 goals and 11 assists from that attacking and holding midfield spot, Vince. And the one thing about this team, you talk about Luke Weinman, you talk about Jack Harris, those guys are not afraid to push up from the back line in this particular Hobart scheme of things. And they will have guys that will come back and cover for them, but they want to press the attack from the back.
It's almost like total soccer, Mike. They cover different spots, and really no spot is defined as a defensive spot or an offensive spot. But they did things last year, Mike, with the soccer ball that were just amazing. Picking balls off in the air, good foot-to-foot control, a lot of exciting soccer from this team. Let's see what they do with a little bit of change in the lineup. But if I know Coach Harris and Weinman, I know that the Brickies are going to give Munster all they can handle, and I really believe that the winner of this game is in the driver's seat for the conference championship in the NCC.
No, and Kinsella is certainly the guy to keep an eye on for the Munster Mustangs up at the top spot, Vince. The young man has broken all kinds of records here for Munster High School and also is looking to go to Indiana to play his soccer over in Bloomington, and also doing a great job in the classroom as well. We had him on the preseason soccer show, and the young man very well spoken, and he certainly is somebody that the Brickies are going to have to watch out for.
They know a little bit about something about college soccer in Indiana as well, Mike, as you know, a lot of people that we know. The Indiana Hoosiers always make it to the College Cup. They make it to the playoffs, and that's a program. If you can play there, Mike, you can play anywhere in the country. Good luck to the Hoosiers this season as well.
Again, you've been listening and watching the Route 1 Chevy pregame show here from the Brickyard. They're happy to support Northwest Indiana High School athletics as well as serve the new and pre-owned vehicle and service needs of customers in Northwest Indiana. Over the past decade, Route 1 Chevrolet in Momence, Illinois has consistently received the highest sales and service customer satisfaction ratings of any General Motors dealer in all of Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. Our customers have made us number one. When you think of what is important to you, think of number one, Route 1. Route 1 open 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday. Route 1 conveniently located at 631 North Dixie Highway in Momence, Illinois. 10 minutes from Lowell, 15 minutes from Cedar Lake, and 20 minutes from DeMont. In all cases, Northwest Indiana customers are only moments from Momence. Route 1 can be reached at 815-424-6068, found on the web at route1chevy.com, and we are going to be sending it over to Matt Whiteman, the PA announcer here at Hobart High School, and he will give us tonight's starting lineups.
Tonight's starting lineups in our national anthem brought to you by the United States Marine Corps. If you think you have what it takes, dial 1-800-MARINES or log on to marines.com. Again, tonight's starting lineup and the national anthem brought to you by the United States Marine Corps at 1-800-MARINES. Lineups being handed to the public address announcer as we speak. Getting ready to bring you tonight's starting lineups and our national anthem. Let's go to the public address.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Don Howell Field at the Brickyard. Hobart High School is proud to host tonight's contest between the Munster Mustangs and our own Hobart Brickies. The IHSAA, the Northwest Crossroad Conference, and both high schools involved in tonight's contest sincerely value good sportsmanship. Consequently, we encourage and expect the coaches and players to play fair, respect the officials, and display behaviors that everyone can be proud of. We appreciate your efforts to cheer for and support your team, but refrain from negative behavior toward the opposing team or the officials. Now, let's meet the starting lineups for tonight's contest. First, our guests, the Munster Mustangs. A senior, number 0, Aaron Bob. Another senior, number 3, Constantine Kataris. Another senior, number 4, Robert Ganella. A senior, number 5, Sam Marich. A junior, number 7, Nikola Dimitrijevic. A senior, number 8, Colin Clark. Another senior, number 9, Nolan Kinsella. A senior, number 10, Alex Protz. A senior, number 12, Ryan Gibba. A senior, number 17, Arjun Kara Lavarma. And a senior, number 22, Isaiah Swider. The head coach is Mr. Jim Prasopoulos. And now, your starting lineup for the Hobart Brickies. A senior, 00, Parker Glass. Another senior, number 2, Liam Deal. A senior, number 8, Carson Bell. Another senior, number 12, Carlos Gayton. A sophomore, number 16, Gavin Guess. A senior, number 21, Jack Harris. The sophomore, number 23, Cooper Evans. Another senior, number 25, Luke Weinman. A sophomore, number 28, Gabe Rodriguez. Another sophomore, number 30, Adrian Stajkowski. And a senior, number 32, Thomas Martin. The head coach is Mr. Luke Weinman. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Special thanks to those men and women here at home and around the world protecting our freedoms each and every day. Our national anthem brought to you by the United States Marine Corps. If you think you have what it takes, dial 1-800-MARINES. The Brickies will be moving from left to right in their all-purple kits. Munster Mustangs moving from right to left. They're wearing red shorts, white jerseys, and white socks. And now with the play-by-play call of the Northwest Indiana Game of the Week and our start of this season, here's the Hall of Famer, Mike Knezovich.
Thank you very much, Vince Gray, as we again get set. Thanks to Elena Knezovich for capturing all the sights and sounds on here. And certainly thanks to our officials out here. Damian Tomich will be the man in the middle today for the men in lime and black. Patrick Quant will be 1AR, along with Frank Dijak. The men who come out here and give back to the sport, Vince, and we've talked about that many times, certainly need some new blood on the sidelines here in Indiana.
If you want to be an official, go to the website, IHSAA.org, and click the words officials. Do not be an amateur in the stands. You can become a pro. And, Mike, we saw these guys on our preview show for the season opener, and they said it is hard to get officials to come out and understand the game. So if you want to be an official, IHSAA.org, and click officials.
So the Hobart Brickies are going to be, we've kind of flip-flopped on the uniforms.
They flipped it, didn't they?
So the Brickies are going to be in the home team, and they're going to be in the dark purple jerseys with the yellow gold numbers. They'll be moving from right to left on your electronic device and laptop. The Munster Mustangs in their white jerseys with the red trunks moving from north to south in the opposite direction, and we are underway. And Vince, what do you look for here between these two sides here in the early going?
The Hobart Brickies have to control the midfield, Mike. They've got to play foot to foot. They can't get fancy early because a mistake can end up in the back of their net. And for the Munster Mustangs, they need to score first. If they do, they can go into a defensive stance. Jim Prosopoulos has 300 victories for a reason, 350, excuse me. So if Munster can be defensive after scoring, they could escape with a win here at the Brickyard.
Yeah, you take a look at the rarefied air of coaching victories in Indiana, and of course it all starts with Jerry Little, the former skipper over at North Central High School, Hall of Famer, and then you take a look at Greg Mauk, who just recently retired with Canterbury, and then of course our own Danny Yuftich here in Northwest Indiana, Vince. But Jim Prosopoulos is starting to carve the rock there on that Mount Rushmore here of Indiana soccer coach grades.
Well, he's done a great job, Mike. He's won 18 sectionals, 18 conference championships. The Munster Mustangs were the class of the NCC, but then they were outstanding in the postseason as well.
And we are going to I thought we were going to have a foul, but I guess they called an offside beforehand there. It looked like they had a little bit of a bear hug on the forward there, Kinsella. But they're going to end up calling, I believe, a free kick here for the Brickies.
And, Mike, these teams are both very physical. They're very, very demonstrative. The officials are not going to let any nonsense go on. These teams, quite simply, Mike, don't like each other very much, and these are the class clubs the last 2 years of the NCC.
So Parker Glass, a junior, 17 games under his belt last year, 91 saves on the campaign with 8 clean sheets. Gets the play going now. Here's the aforementioned Kinsella on the right wing for the Stangs. A little spinorama move, Jack Harris, and I thought he knocked it off of Kinsella, but they're going to give a corner here to the visitors.
And that's the first corner of the night, and that corner brought to us by Ivy Tech Lake County. Call them at 219-392-3600 or their website, ivytech.edu/Lake County.
So meandering his way over will be Sam Merich, a senior, and he will go with a right-footed sidewinder here into the mixer, as Parker Glass will try to shove some of his foray out of the way there. It goes to the 8, and it's headed up the elevator shaft, but wide of the net by Arjun Karakavarma. Karakavarma, a senior, tried to get his noggin on that one, but way off frame.
A lot of experience in the back from Parker Glass. Parker Glass, as I've got him listed, Mike, I've got him as a senior. So Parker Glass was listed in the pregame lineups as a senior.
Yep.
I don't like to correct the Hall of Famer very often, Mike, but I wanted to make sure that Parker got his due. He's got his driving privileges, and he is a senior. He doesn't want to be staying an extra year. He's not a redshirt senior. He's a real one.
Aaron Bob comes up with the loose ball back there, and they're going to go with long ball again, looking for Kinsella. That's a matchup we're going to see all day long. Great slide tackle there by Jack Harris.
And they are physical, Mike. This Hobart Brickies team, they're just like the football team. They just don't give any quarter. They're playing really hard and already getting the advantage of getting the ball on their sideline.
Liam Deal now is going to give way here. The Brickies will go with some long inbounds. They'll try to get some run up there on the track as they go right in front of the bench, looking at the 18 right now as it's settled down by Deal. Spinorama move now back outside to the midfield area. Now near side as Weinman now works his way up from that central defenseman position over to G-squared Gavin Guess. He got his pocket picked. Every inch of real estate being battled for out here at the Brickyard.
And if you take a look at the Hobart Brickies, Mike, you'll see 4 pink armbands. They have 4 captains on the field, and so the Brickies got a lot of senior leadership out there.
Boy, we got a great crowd on hand on a beautiful evening for soccer. 4 minutes gone here in a scoreless first half.
It is a good crowd, Mike. I was just going to mention that. It looks like there's probably 600 or 700 people here. There's a lot of people in the stands right now.
Of course, this is the home of the Hobart Brickies football team, but Coach Weinman and Coach Harris wanted to make it the home of the soccer team as well here as they continue to develop the tradition here of the purple and yellow gold.
And you know, Mike, they like to play fast, and this surface is definitely conducive for that. These natural turf, or I call them kind of hybrid turf fields, the ball skips real well, and right now, and I'll be talking about this a lot during the season, humidity not a problem.
Foul going to be called on Protz for the Munster Mustangs. First foul called on either team as he kind of went up the back there of the Bricky player. Pratt's one of the many seniors on this Munster team.
Remember the junior varsity game? 8-1 Munster Mustangs with the win.
Deal had a chance. Now there's a shot and a save by Bob on a laser beam there by Stoikowski. And that's the first real chance here of the soccer match. So both teams now with a shot as Bob had to turn that one away. And now we're going to have a Hobart Brickies corner taken by Luke Weinman.
And that shot was also a shot on goal. Corner kick being brought to us by Ivy Tech Lake County. Call them at 219-392-3600. Enroll for fall classes before August the 21st. You can find them at Ivy Tech Lake County.
Weinman had 8 assists last season. Goes with a left-footed sidewinder, trying to get it here to the near sideline to Stoikowski. Here's a shot by Harris, knocked down at the 18. And it'll go back to the midfield stripe.
So 1 shot for Munster so far, 2 for Hobart. 1 shot on goal for the Brickies. Corners even all at 1.
Coming up in about the 6th minute of the match here. Both teams just trying to get a feel for what the other one's going to bring to the pitch here. There's a long feed off to the right side to Gayton. Gayton now with a centering pass knocked off the defense. Crossover dribbling ability, 50-50 ball is corralled by Carlos. And now deflected back out about 30 yards out.
It's a good thought to put the ball at the top of the 18, but no one was home. Here comes the Munster Mustangs on a transition counter. They're going to try to run somebody vertically. That's a great pass.
Chip now into the offensive third where Harris is just going to buy himself some time because right there was Isaiah Swider, the senior, putting some pressure on him.
Munster likes to run the ball through the midfield, Mike, and go vertical and see if they can use their speed. They play on a turf field at home as well. Hobart not used to teams being as quick as they are. Munster absolutely is.
Now Marich was able to force a corner to the far side. And again, it's going to be Marich that's going to go ahead with the corner kick for the Munster Mustangs, their second.
The second corner of the game for the Munster Mustangs, also brought to us by the Tauber Law Offices. You can find them on Eagle Ridge Drive and at 219-865-6666.
Tall drink of water there at the 6 is Nolan Kinsella. He goes low on the play, knocked down nicely at the defense that time. Good job by Cameron Evans to get in there, and our Cooper Evans, check that, to get it out of harm's way for the Stangs. And now a foul called on Munster, their second.
Nice quick play from Hobart. Here comes Hobart on the run, Mike, in a good move.
Gayton now trying to go with a shot, and it's going to go way over the net. Too much helium under the soccer ball, and that will be a goal kick. Third shot for the Brickies. Both teams right now, Vince, are trying to take advantage of counters.
Absolutely, and they're also trying to get that first goal on the board. They know it's going to be really deflating. You got to remember the Hobart Brickies have not played a game yet. The Munster Mustangs have won victory already in the season. So Munster knows what it's like to get out here and run around, and Hobart just wants to put a ball in the back of the net.
Well, we're going to even up our corrections, Vince. They canceled the game at Portage on Monday.
Okay. Well, I guess we're even now. That means I've got a future and maybe a Hall of Fame career myself. I'm being corrected by the Hall of Famer. I'll take it.
Yeah, that was kind of a surprise to me, but I was talking with some of the coaches, and they mentioned that Nolan Kinsella was watching some film and was going to leave to go to the game, and next thing you know, he came back and said the game's been canceled by Portage. So not sure if it was a referee situation or what it was, but Munster was scheduled to play on Monday.
You know, that's frustration, Mike, that if the referee situation permeates throughout the sport, including football, American-style football, where it messes with the state playoffs as well.
Now Weinman's shot is deflected up the elevator shaft to the near side. So the Brickies will go with a throw-in about 30 yards out here with Gavin Guess. Nobody's gone to the bench yet. And now Weinman's going to come in with a throw-in, and they're going to go back negative soccer to Jack Harris. We have played 9 minutes of scoreless soccer here at the Brickyard. Hobart has outshot Munster 3-1 so far and has had by far the best chance so far. Guest trying to do the tight rock, but a nice slide tackle there by the Munster defense. And now here's the dangerous Kinsella going shoulder to shoulder with Jack Harris, who sees him off nicely.
Nice job by Harris to get inside position and not give ground. Gives the Brickies a chance to reset their defense. Good job by Harris. That's a senior play right there, Mike.
Yeah, Coach Harris was mentioning that his son and Luke are really taking pride in this one. They want to shut down number 9, but the thing about Kinsella is he can get other players involved offensively for the red and white.
And that's what a great player does, Mike. It's not all about him. You feed through the middle of the set, and you can see the formation. They're coming through the middle, trying to feed it, and go ahead almost like a spoke of a wheel. You've got the hub, your player in the middle, playing it to the outsides, and the ball up in the air.
Bob knocks it back to the midfield third, where it's settled down by Contreras. Harris now headed to the near side for a Munster throw-in about 35 yards out with 10 minutes gone here and a scoreless first half.
I like the pace so far, Mike. Both of these teams, we're going to see what their conditioning looks like. This is where, at the beginning, you've got your adrenaline going. Nerves are now a thing of the past. You're out there playing, but let's see what they do when the heat starts to become a factor. But a nice, cool night tonight. Maybe that won't be a factor after all.
C squared, Colin Clark now up to Kinsella. Nolan doing the tightrope walk here outside the mixer, trying to get the right foot free. Here's this cross. It's going to go over the goal line and the crossbar, resulting in a goal kick here for Parker Glass and the Brickies.
It's the final days for registration for fall classes at Ivy Tech Community College, Lake County. Fall classes start Monday, August 21st, so you have a little time to enroll, but not much. From information technology to healthcare, automotive to hospitality, Ivy Tech Lake County has programs designed to get you where you need to be so you're ready for the job you want. Call 219-392-3600 or visit ivytech.edu/Lake County and enroll today. Your future begins this fall at Ivy Tech, Lake County.
Well, I tell you what, Vince, what a great facility they have over there at Crown Point for Ivy Tech, Lake County, and they were just such hospitable hosts for us with our 30th preseason soccer kickoff show, so kudos go out to the staff and everybody over there. Job well done.
Yeah, Flor Anderson, their director of enrollment. Mike, I got to tell you, though, a little bit different than being in offside soccer out in the heat under a tent, or even with our friends over at Hallmark Sport Club, too, and Scott Hankins. It was definitely palatial compared to what we used to see, but thanks again to our friends at Ivy Tech Lake County. You can do yourself a favor by giving them a call today and enrolling before August the 21st.
And miss our friend Scott Hankins, who did such a great job over there at Hallmark with the indoor soccer as well as all the outdoor leagues as well. So all the best to him. And, of course, Rich Sines was the one that kind of started everything. As Bob now got it on the play, and it comes to the near side. A shot, and a goal! The Brickies are going to take the lead, and they're going to do so on a one-timer by Gabe Rodriguez as he lined it up just outside the 18, and he tickles the onion sack. The goal's going to come at 11:56, and the Brickies take the lead 1-0. What a laser beam!
Wow, what a great shot. 11:56 the time on that goal. It was a rebound, Mike, and in it, no doubter in the back of the net. That's already the 5th shot for the Brickies, 2nd shot on goal. And so far, a fantastic job by the Brickies. They get the early lead, 1-0.
So good job there by Rodriguez to recognize that Bob deflected that ball towards the middle part of the field, and he made no mistake about it. He was one of the student athletes we talked about, Vince. Oh, actually, they're going to give it to Liam Deal instead.
Yeah, Liam Deal cleaned up the mess in front. I actually saw that as well, but Liam Deal took a nice swing, Mike. He shut the door. It was the 3 feet in front, the 3 feet behind.
Nope, I called it right, Vince. It was Gabe Rodriguez.
Me. Let me put Gabe Rodriguez's name down.
I thought it was 28 there. I mean, I know I'm getting a little bit long in the tooth.
Listen, it's the first game. Give us a little bit of a break. Mr. Rodriguez with a goal. Gabe Rodriguez with his first goal of the season. Nice job on the Brickies to attack there from the O in Hobart. Nice job, and they're going to say start the clock. 1-0, Hobart with the lead. Let's see how it holds up.
Yeah, I tell you what, Vince, the first goal is always huge in these games, and one of the things about the Brickies, they're not going to rest on their laurels here. They will try to come back and get an insurance goal here if they can, and meanwhile it's time to regroup here for the Stangs.
And don't forget, if we have discipline tonight, Mike, it'll be brought to us by the Tauber Law Offices. You can find them on Eagle Ridge Drive in Schererville for all your legal needs. 219-865-6666.
Foul called on the visitors, so a free kick coming up here for Jack Harris. We are down to 12.5 minutes here gone in half number 1. If you're just joining us, Gabe Rodriguez's goal has given the Brickies a 1-0 lead. Hopefully you got that on the scoreboard. Vince, as a laser beam comes in from Harris, right on frame for the 5th shot and the 3rd on frame.
And I do, Mike. I think you're trying to bring my game up to the next level. We do have it on the scoreboard, 1-0. Brickies with the lead. Take a look at our scoreboard. You'll see our watermarks for Route 1 Chevy, and you'll also see it for the Hobart Soccer Club. We thank them for their season-long support of student athletes. Route 1 will be a presenting sponsor all season long of soccer here in Northwest Indiana.
I say that with loving kindness, Vince. Said the old saying, don't do as I say, or don't do as I do as I say, right?
Oh, my goodness. Hey, listen, I even took the break board down. It was awesome. I don't have anything covering it. I am on top of it. I'm your producer tonight. I'm getting it done.
All right, good man. Now headed up the elevator shaft on the play by Evans to the near side.
They're going to call that dangerous play.
So it will be a free kick coming up here on the foul on the Brickies, and that'll be foul number 1 on Hobart.
And, Mike, you'll see a lot of players with the low socks.
Protz almost was able to catch up with that. Instead, it'll go back over to the far side.
I like the way that Hobart attacked immediately, Mike. They've got the goal. Now let's see what they do defensively if they pack it in a little bit. Finally, a substitution. You get to use your binoculars here.
Exiting will be Protz. And into the ball game for the Munster Mustangs is going to be Kevin Liu, a senior, number 14.
Can remember when Kevin Liu was a freshman?
So the senior comes out, as Coach Persopoulos will certainly be going to that bench early and often out here tonight as he sees the action go now to Liam Deal through the circle into the midfield area, drawing a crowd over there. Good triangular soccer now back to Cooper Evans, and now they'll go back to Harris. Harris, along with Weinman, not afraid to come up to the forefront in that offense. Right now, one touch on the play. They're letting them play out there. Right now, Gayton is getting absolutely mugged out there, no call. Now they try to go back, give and go. Good physical play there by Coolin Clark. Now Rodriguez, who's at the only goal, got his pocket picked.
A friend of mine would call that gaining your fair advantage, Mike. It's not a foul unless the referee blows the whistle, but it's sure close.
Now the future Indiana Hoosier coming up too, and it gets taken down from the backside. We may see some cardboard fly here. As they took down Kinsella, it will be a call. And right now I think that Dmitrijevic there was trying to barter for a little bit of a cardboard coming up, but it's going to be an excellent opportunity here for the Stangs to tie this one up.
And Thomas Martin had his left hand waving, and he wasn't saying no mas, no mas. He was saying no card, no card. And that's a good job by the center official to listen to the argument and say, yes, sir, I agree with you.
So a great opportunity here for the sharpshooter for the Munster Mustangs from about 25 feet out. Brickies are going to set up a 3-man wall, and they will also man mark on both sides of the setup. Kinsella goes right forward, and a save by Parker Glass.
That's the first shot on goal for the Munster Mustangs on their second official shot. First keeper save for Hobart. Nice job by Glass to clean up the mess there.
How many saves you got for Aaron Bob?
Aaron Bob right now, I only have for him, I have two saves.
Yep.
See, keeping up.
Good.
Keeping up.
We are approaching the halfway part of the first half as Coach Persopoulos is getting set to go back to the bench. Hobart's not as deep as they've been in the past, Vince, so that's going to be something with the fatigue to keep an eye on as the match rolls on.
And these teams both, Mike, I think you won't have to worry about their legs not being under them in the first game of the season. But as you go through the season, remember, it's a condensed season in soccer. You're talking, Mike, I was looking at the calendar. In 6 weeks, we're in the state playoffs.
Right.
I mean, it is amazing how quick this soccer season goes. And don't forget, you can follow us on Regional Radio Sports Network, as we'll have IHSAA State Tournament soccer as well. We'll have weekend tournament games. We'll have weekday tournament games. We're hoping to make a long run in the state tournament ourselves. Let's hope one of these region teams, Mike, makes a run. That run with Chesterton was a lot of fun a few years ago.
Nick Panos is getting set to come into the ball game for Coach Persopoulos. We will get an ID on the second student athlete as he takes off the penny.
I'm sure, Mike, you campaigned for white numbers on white jerseys. I'm sure this is bothering you like crazy. This jersey combination for you is outstanding, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a walk in the park.
Gold numbers on purple jerseys as well. Number 18 in for Munster.
Simon Clark also coming in with Panos as well. And now that's sealed off the far side for a Munster throw-in. Coming up on 22 minutes remaining in the first half. Gabe Rodriguez's goal in the 12th minute has given the Brickies an early lead here, 1-0.
So, Mike, the high school game's not your only billet either. You're going to be doing a lot of Olivet Nazarene coverage this year as well, correct?
Got a brand new spanking press box there in Bourbonnais, Vince. It's unbelievable, state of the art. And I'll actually be able to see the corners this year.
Nice, and I heard air conditioning and heat as well.
Oh,
wow.
That is going to be a sweet thing.
You talk about palatial. Holy cow. Well, you've earned it, Mike. You've been doing this, 30 years now, soccer? I think you've earned a little air conditioning. Maybe even a little bit of extra whipped cream on your sundae if you want.
Looks like the Brickies are finally going to go to the bench. Stoikowski comes out of the ball game. And in for the purple and yellow gold is Cam Guess, one of the freshmen that they're very high on here.
The great thing about freshmen, Mike, is they become sophomores. And Guess a little diminutive, but it looks like he's got a little speed out there.
Right now, things getting a little bit chippy on the pitch. As we approach the halfway part here of the first half, you're just joining us. Gabe Rodriguez's goal at 11:56. And now they're going to call a hog tie on Kinsella there.
Wow. You know, that's a veteran play, though, Mike. Kinsella thought the center official couldn't see. He actually hooked the jersey and kind of held on and then acted like he got hooked. That's a veteran play. That guy should play at Indiana.
Now ball deflected up here on the left side to the very talented Carlos Gayton. Got a half a step on the defense now, trying to get the left foot free. Here's his cross at the 18. Gets through everybody at the semicircle. Now they get midfield support off the right wing.
Nice job by Rodriguez to slide tackle himself and put that ball back in the proper position for the Hobart Brickies to move.
Now another foul going to be called here. This is going to be a glorified corner. As they got the Munster Mustangs with their fingers in the cookie jar.
I haven't had dinner yet. Don't be talking about cookies.
So getting called for the foul there was number 22, Swider. Fifth foul on the Munster Mustangs, and this is basically like a corner here now for the Brickies, trying to add on to a 1-0 lead.
AR walking off 10 yards, so they're inside the box by the tee in Hobart.
They decide to go short on the play. Ball deflected, and a squandered opportunity for the purple and yellow gold there, Vince.
A swing and a miss, Mike. He actually mishit that ball, and that's an early season mistake.
Now Kinsella gets tripped up on a little give and go here.
There should be a card on this one.
Well, Harris kind of came up with the shoe.
He spiked him. He absolutely tripped him.
And tripped him. So that's
Kinsella
a third foul.
They were going back and forth, though, Mike. Kinsella was pulling on Harris. Harris got his spikes up a little bit and took Kinsella down. Kinsella's got a valid argument. We'll take a look at the replay later on, I'm sure, when I go home tonight, and we'll see that it was absolutely a foul. But the center official said both of you did stuff, so both of you gentlemen can just continue to play on.
Sam Marich, who's taken the corner so far, will go with the set piece here on the indirect for the Munster Mustangs with 18:53 remaining in the first half. Hobart up by 1. Here's the kick by Marich. It's a dandy to the far side, but misses connection there as they were trying to go to the far side with a plethora of Stangs in the mixer.
I would even call it a virtual cornucopia of people over there, Mike. That is actually a great set play. You know, 75% of goals come off of set plays, and they almost got one there.
First home, dream home, forever home. Tech Credit Union has the right home loan for you. Their loan officers can help you purchase a home, refinance your current mortgage, or unlock your home's equity to get cash out for any purpose. Let Tech Credit Union show you why they are the better option for a home loan. Learn more at www.techcu.org. Call 800-276-8324. Tech Credit Union is an equal housing lender and federally insured by the NCUA.
Nice job to try to work the sideline. I like the way that Hobart used the entire field. It's a good job by the Brickies. They're pressing the advantage. They already have a 1-goal lead. That goal came at 11:56. Gabe Rodriguez found the back of the net to give the Brickies a lead, and they're trying to add on, Mike. That second goal, that 2-0 lead, the most dangerous lead in sports.
Wind is at the back of the Brickies in the first half, so chances are it will be in the favor of the Mustangs in half number 2. As we are down to 17.5 remaining in the first half. It's coming in about 10 to 15 miles an hour.
Old Glory's working a little bit, but it's a cool breeze, Mike. It feels real good. It was cool last night. I really enjoyed the weather, about 60 degrees when I woke up this morning.
And now we're going to have a push in the back called on the Stangs. So a free kick opportunity coming up here for the purple and yellow gold. as that will be foul number 6 on the red and white.
So, Mike, let's talk about pro soccer. What about Lionel Messi playing in the United States? Oh, my goodness. If I'm an Inter Miami fan, I'm pretty excited. And my Apple TV subscription is going to go up because of Lionel Messi being all over that. I watched Ted Lasso, but I don't know if I can get on board. But he's done a great job. The goal he had last night, Mike, they said was the longest goal of his career.
Now Weinman shot to the far side and a save by Aaron Bob. Nicely done.
Let's call that a keeper save and a shot on goal. 3 saves now for Bob. 7 shots, 3 of those on goal for the Hobart Brickies. One of them found the back of the net.
Well, that was a nice sidewinder there by Luke.
So you have 4 shots on goal with 3 saves.
Nice job here by Luke on the near sideline. And they'll kick it back over the midfield stripe. Buy themselves some time with 16 minutes remaining in the first half. And now Coach Persopoulos is going to go back to the bench again.
And Liam Deal actually took the ball and rolled it away from number 18 for the Munster Mustangs. And Nick Panos has an argument. Liam Deal ran out of bounds and rolled the ball away from Panos, and they're jawing back and forth, Mike, and for good reason. Deal should have left that ball alone and tried to roll it to the ball boy, and the ball boy was running in the other direction.
Kevin Liu out, Alex Protz back in for Munster. As they go with the same substitution patterns, Kinsella now got a half a step on the defense. No, and Kinsella's shot is off frame. It'll be a goal kick for, they're going to say it was deflected. It'll be a corner for the Stangs.
Wow, okay, so it's a corner kick. That corner kick brought to us by Ivy Tech Lake County. You can enroll today. Get in there before August 21st for fall classes. Their number 219-392-3600. Your future begins this fall at Ivy Tech Lake County.
So Sam Marich again will make the long walk up here, as this will be corner number 3 for the Mustangs. Kinsella will be the main target up there, but they also got a couple other tall drinks of water there in the mixer. Less than 15 minutes remaining and a half over to the far side, and they almost had Protz there at the far post.
Wow, that was a great corner, Mike. That was a great effort. Remember, if this game is tied too, Mike, don't forget, this happens to us all the time. There's 2 7-minute overtimes. If it's still tied, if this is a conference game, we will have a shootout.
So we're going to have a goal kick coming up here for Parker Glass.
Not that I'm begging for a shootout or anything.
Always nice to have extra soccer when you can get it.
I had a game with Ken Anderson that had 19 shooters, Mike, in the actual overtime shootout.
I was listening to you guys that night.
Oh, my goodness.
I think that was at Crown Point,
It
wasn't
absolutely was. You were listening to us. Well, thank you, Mike. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
One of my favorite broadcast partners,
did
Coach
a great
Ken
job.
Anderson. Thank you very much.
Good job off the weak side by Evans. Now he does some nice crossover dribbling ability to get out of his own end.
Nice job by Evans.
Trying to get it up to Lehman Deal along with G squared here on the near sideline, but Gavin can't catch up with it. So we'll have a Munster throw in, as they're going to tell him that he needs to maybe redo his geography.
He literally went 20 yards ahead, Mike. And talk about gaining your fair advantage. Oh, my goodness.
Regional Radio Sports Network wants to thank Hobart High School Boys Soccer Boosters for sponsoring a portion of today's match. The Boosters congratulate head coaches Luke Wyman, Jamie Harris, and the boys team on a terrific 2022 season. We wish them all the best in their quest for another Northwest Crossroads Conference championship and success in the IHSAA tournament this fall. Best of luck, Brickies, during the 2023 season from the Hobart High School Boys Soccer Boosters, as we're going to have a corner here from Carlos Gayton.
Yeah, Ryan Giba went to swing at the ball, Mike, and just inexplicably took it through the goalpost above their own goal. Gives the Hobart Brickies a corner on the left-hand side of the field.
So Brickies have, Coach Persopoulos talked about it, they've taken advantage of a lot of these set pieces over the years. They have a 1-0 lead with 12:52 remaining in the first half. Here's the cross on the play. They're looking far side. Nobody man-marked up there. Now the ball chipped back towards the 18 and headed out there at the defense by Ganella for the Munster defense. Now the Brickies will try to get everybody back on side. As a good job there of keeping things alive by Cooper Evans, who's moved up to a wing now on the right side. And now the ball deflected to Bob, and he'll make the save. as that was an official shot off the noggin of Carlos Gayton.
But not on goal. Mike, I'm a little disappointed. You didn't say that Ganella's bread was buttered on the other side. Listen, if they're going to be teed up for you, you got to use them, my friend.
5th save for Aaron Bob, the senior.
Oh, my goodness.
Nice job by G Squared to get through that double team. And the Munster Soccer Club is a Rec Plus travel soccer club of Munster, Indiana. They feature competitive level of play for U8, U10, U12, and U14 divisions. The club is part of the IHSAA Soccer League located in Northwest Indiana, and they're on the web at munstersoccer.com. That's munstersoccerclub.com. Regional Radio Sports Network appreciates the Munster Soccer Club and their support of student athletes from Munster High School as they wish the Mustangs best of luck in today's match.
Like Lucas Raymond might have checked into the ball game. It looks like a number 24 on that young man's jersey. Lucas Raymond is a junior.
Yeah, Coach Prosopoulos talked about how he really doesn't lose a lot by having him come in off the bench.
Lucas Raymond's got a little bit of size. Another substitution for the Munster Mustangs. You're right, Mike. They are really deep.
First time in the pitch for Ashton Silva, a junior. So he'll come in and looks like he'll set up at a midfield spot for Coach Prosopoulos. Under 11 minutes remaining here in the first half, and so far the Gabe Rodriguez goal has been it for the purple and yellow gold. At 11:56, good job by Ganella that time to get that ball out of harm's way. Dmitrievic now coming up. He gets taken down on a slide tackle. That'll be a foul called. No, they're going to say play on.
Oh,
wow.
My goodness. Wow. They are playing a little bit physical, that's for sure.
Cam Guest gets taken down but comes back up like a whirling dervish. And now back to the midfield third. Luke Wyman, the coach's son, with the ball knocked down to the defense, tries to carry on now with a tightrope walk here on the near side. Gain with a nice spinorama move, trying to get a half a step on the defense, but not biting that time for the Munster Mustangs in the back line was Nick Panos.
This is a really physical soccer game, Mike. These teams are beating on each other. I think they've been waiting for this. This has been circled on their calendar since the end of last season.
So it looks like we are going to have a glorified corner here on the throw-in, and Gayton's going to take all that track he possibly can before coming up on the turf. He can certainly reach Aaron Bob from there. Less than 10 minutes remaining in the first half. Bricky's trying to get an insurance goal here as now Bob just intercepts as he took it right off the noggin of the Brickies.
Mike, you've been watching soccer a long time, and you tell me that is it the equipment or are the kids just stronger and faster nowadays?
It's definitely the latter.
Absolutely. These kids have skill, and they do things with a soccer ball that you can't even imagine. Thinking about 10, even 15 years ago when I started broadcasting with you, some of the ideas and the creativity from these kids, Mike, it's amazing what they do with the soccer ball, the moves they try to make, the passes they try to complete. Coaches would have lost their minds back in the day when these kids would do those kind of things.
Yeah, Coach Harris said that they basically have had 14 games this summer.
They look like a team that's played 14 games.
Dmitrievic now with the little reverse heel. There's really no off-season anymore for these student athletes.
Absolutely.
Now Kinsella leading a break here on a counter for the Stangs. He gets man-marked on the play by Harris about 30 yards out, trying to get the left foot free, trying to go with a return pass. Kinsella gets taken down on a deflection in the box, but they say incidental contact will result in a Parker Glass goal kick. And the Munster Mustangs were looking for contact there in the mixer.
And there's something else you see in the game nowadays, Mike, that you wouldn't have seen a few years back. The kids are not afraid to talk to the officials and be a little demonstrative, and I think that comes from the international and the pro game for sure.
Once again, Munster trying to turn up the heat on the kitchen, but the Brickies stand tall defensively. Now near side they go, and right now a big 50-50 contact there.
And I like the center official saying that's enough.
That was actually Ganella that came in. The spikes were low on that, Vince.
Absolutely. Rodriguez just took a full charge. Definitely a size advantage for Ganella. He's eating a lot of bread, Mike. He came right through that.
It's a 7th foul on the Munster Mustangs here in the first half. Hobart with the lead on the goal by Rodriguez at 11:56. As he got the deflection off of the goalkeeper, Aaron Bob. And now Munster with a little bit of real estate as they now go to Nolan Kinsella. And why not? He comes through the midfield circle now. Centering pass into the offensive third on the play. Silva gets it off the left side. They try to go with a cross by Contreras, and the ball is hit over the goal line. They say there was no bricky contact. It'll be a Parker Glass goal kick.
Regional Radio Sports Network wants to thank Tauber Law Offices at 1415 Eagle Ridge Drive in Schererville for their continued support of student athletes. They practice general, civil, and trial law in all state and federal courts, specializing in personal injury, wrongful death, real estate, corporate, wills and probate, family, divorce, and criminal law. They also service the trust, estate, and business planning needs of their clients. Call Tauber Law Offices today for all your legal needs. 219-865-6666.
6:36 remaining here in the first half. 1-0 lead for the Brickies. Thomas Martin is down in a heap, and meanwhile Gavin Guest carries on there, looking for Cam Guest, the freshman. Back over to Carlos Gayton. Gayton trying to work his magic now off the left side. He is very dangerous with open field. Now they're going to call hog tie on the play as they got number 8, Colin Clark, with his fingers in the cookie jar. Foul number 8 on the red and white. And this is a pretty good chance inside 30 yards in Munster territory.
You'll take a look for the Brickies to charge to the back post, Mike. They'll keep a runner on the left-hand side, but they're going to try to dive hard towards the A in Hobart and see if they can get a deflection. They're going to try to curl it around the end of the wall, and you can see there's a Brickie next to 3 Munster Mustangs.
Here is Gayton. He's going to go right for it, and a save by Bob.
And actually, Gayton gave me a little bit of a change-up. I thought he was going to go to the outside. He had runners there, but he decided to take it himself.
Aaron picks up his 6th save here of the first half.
Oh,
almost a steal there by Cam Guess. So Munster will pick up some real estate, and they'll try to do some forechecking here. And Jack Harris now gets knocked down. And Munster now with an opportunity as they got a half a step on the defense. 1v1 move, a shot, and a goal!
Wow.
Defensive breakdown there, and Noah Kinsella was able to get the feed off the left wing. Mark it down on the play at 34-49, and we're knotted at 1.
I think that they thought the ball was out of bounds, Mike, and it went over the sideline. They gave up on the play, and when they did, there was a nice centering pass to the top of the 18. Kinsella found the back of the net, and we're all knotted at 1.
Great job there off the left wing as they did the tightrope walk. It looked like the Bricky defense was right on the sideline there, Vince, but they ruled the ball was still in play. And they got a half a step on the wing, and they put it onto the right foot of the sharpshooter Kinsella, and he put it into a wide open net to tie it up.
Third shot of this match. Second shot on goal. It found the back of the net, and we're all tied at 1. Nolan Kinsella with the goal. And we'll see if we can find out who had the assist as well, Mike. That was just a hustle play from the Munster Mustangs. Hobart's going to be kicking themselves at the half. They should be up 1-0. Instead, we're tied at 1-1.
I'm going to check on that, but it might have been Simon Clark.
I actually think it was Simon Clark.
Off the left side there, but we'll get confirmation on that. Now Kinsella trying to get the game-winning goal, a shot, and a goal! Wow. Kinsella gets another goal on the play. They had a couple other seconds come off the clock, but mark it down at 35-28. So that is going to be 2 goals in 39 seconds, and Munster, just like that, has caught lightning and a rod. Now they lead it 2-1.
My goodness, the Hobart Brickies were planning on going into the half 1-0, and now, Mike, they trail at home 2-1. Give Kinsella 2 goals, and now you can see why that young man's playing D1 soccer at one of the programs in the country, Indiana University.
Wow, what great opportunism there by the Munster offense, as Hobart had a bad break there as they ran out of some real estate in the defensive third. And now it will be a throw-in, and now a substitution is going to come in as they're going to try to get a little bit bigger on that back line again, as Ryan Giba is going to come back in, replacing Ganella for the Munster defense.
Hobart took the lead with a Gabe Rodriguez goal at 11:56, but in the last 30 seconds of this ball game, it's been all Nolan Kinsella with goal number 1 and 2 on the season. Kinsella with a goal at 34:49, and a second goal only 39 seconds later at 35:28. It's 2-1 Munster.
Munster's had their share of sharpshooters, including Ryan McMahon back in the day, who ended up playing at Michigan State and then played soccer professionally. Nolan Kinsella trying to do the same thing himself. Now on the right wing, Brickies get a half a step on the defense. They get taken down in the box here. Let's see. No, they're going to go ahead. It's not going to be a PK. They're going to talk about it now on the far side and see if that was a takedown.
Yeah, Deal hit the turf hard. I think that was Deal on the run on the outside. They're going to see if it should be a penalty shot. Let's take a look. I think it might be.
Nope.
Wow.
It's going to be a goal kick.
Letting them play hard tonight, Mike.
They certainly are. That's the second time now that they've had a takedown in the box, one for each team. And those are key calls in this ball game as well, Vince, in a 2-1 ball game.
Absolutely, Mike.
So we are down now inside of 3 minutes. Clock is stopped with 2:45 left.
I think they might.
They're going to say now, I think it was a corner kick.
Oh, they're going to say it's a corner. Okay, that corner kick is brought to you by Ivy Tech Lake County. Call them at 219-392-3600. Find them on the web at ivytech.edu/Lake County. Classes start on Monday, August 21st, so you only have a little bit of time to enroll. Make sure you do today.
Luke Weinman's corner kick now to the far side, headed right on frame, and a save by Bob. Boy, great job there by Weinman, and they had a unmarked player here in Liam Deal off the left wing.
I have it as 5 shots on goal now, 4 keeper saves for the Munster Mustangs. Looks like we finally got some cardboard and some discipline. It's going to be a yellow card, Mike, on the Hobart Brickies.
And getting the gate is going to be number 8, and that's Carson Bell.
So Carson Bell gets the yellow.
38:06.
At 38:06.
Free kick here from Giba and the Stangs. Stay tuned. We'll have our Route 1 Chevy halftime report. We'll get you all the statistics. We'll take a look at the schedule in Northwest Indiana tonight. And we'll take a look ahead to our football coverage as well on Friday. So Giba with the free kick now, about 70 yards out. Off a Hobart defender on the play. And I believe they called a handball there on the Stangs. So 2 Noah Kinsella goals 39 seconds apart. Offsetting the goal by Gabe Rodriguez at 11:56. And certainly the mode of the halftime chat is going to change, Vince, for the Hobart Brickies.
And I really believed, Mike, that Hobart had the momentum, that most of the play was on that end. But you can't let a player that's a Division I talent, and you can see why. Kinsella doing a great job.
Now it goes off a couple Munster defenders before Giba gets it out of there. Headed back down at the defense now with 1 minute. 1 minute remaining here in the first half. Jack Harris now zigzagging his way through the defense. He gets taken down.
They're going to say advantage Hobart.
Brickies now with a lot of urgency in their step here as we're down to 45 left in the half. They pick up some more real estate for Luke Weinman. Weinman will be looking for a trio of Brickies at the 18. It gets by Deal over to Gavin Guess. His shot that may have gone off a Munster Mustang. Let's see as it goes to the far side. They're going to rule it. Nope, they're going to say it was a throw-in for Munster with 23 seconds remaining. That ball looked like it got deflected.
It sure did, Mike. Got a pretty good view up here, though.
Now Cam Guess at the 18. Down to 10 seconds remaining as the sands of the hourglass out. Here's Weinman's pass. They almost were onside there, and the ball is going to deflect over the goal line. And that will complete the 40 minutes here in the first half from the Brickyard in Hobart, Indiana. And the Munster Mustangs with 2 goals by Nolan Kinsella, 39 seconds apart, will take a 2-1 lead into the halftime chat here at the Brickyard. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. We will come back with our Route 1 Chevy halftime report and much more. Halfway home here in this NWCC Tilt tonight. Munster 2 and Hobart 1 on RSN.com video, Facebook Live, and Regional Radio Sports.
Broadcast is brought to you by the Regional Radio Sports Network, your ticket to the best seat in the house since 1992. The United States Marine Corps. The few, the proud, the Marines. Centier Bank. Since 1895, Indiana's largest private family-owned bank. State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Ivy Tech Community College's Lake County campuses. Your future starts here. Horizon Bank. Exceptional service, sensible advice for 150 years. Engravables, your headquarters for awards, trophies, and plaques. Tech Credit Union, the better option for personal and business banking.
You talk to your kids about many things, so when it's time to talk to them about finances, know that Centier Bank offers a fee-free student checking account to help guide good spending habits today for an even better tomorrow. Centier Bank.
We develop quality citizens who keep our core, our country, and our communities side by side on the winning side. Not for glory, but for honor. For a code that isn't written or spoken, but lived. It's what we do. It's who we are. It's the battle cry of our fighting spirit. Battles won. See all the battles Marines fight to win at Marines.com.
Presenting the Horizon Bank elevator pitch. Why aren't we telling you about ourselves? We're waiting for you to tell us about yourself. Our pitch can wait. Horizon Bank. Get a conversation started.
Back here at the half at the Brickyard, your score 2-1, and this is the Northwest Indiana Game of the Week, sponsored by Route 1 Chevy. And this is the Route 1 Chevy halftime report. Our first goal of this ball game was at 11:56 when Gabe Rodriguez got the first tally of the season for the Hobart Brickies. He put the ball in the back of the net, giving the Brickies a 1-goal lead. But then at 34-49, the IU commit Nolan Kinsella got his first goal at 34-49. And just 39 seconds later, Nolan Kinsella found the back of the net to give the Munster Mustangs a 2-1 halftime lead. Again, our halftime statistics brought to us by Route 1 Chevy in Moments, and our halftime report is also brought to us by our friends at the Tauber Law Offices. Regional Radio Sports Network wants to thank Tauber Law Offices at 1415 Eagle Ridge Drive in Schererville for their continued support of student athletes. They practice general, civil, and trial law in all state and federal courts, specializing in personal injury, wrongful death, real estate, corporate, wills and probate, family, divorce, and criminal law. They also service the trust, estate, and business planning needs of their clients. Call Tauber Law Offices today for your legal needs, 219-865-6666. Other statistics: 3 corners for the Munster Mustangs to 2 from the Hobart Brickies. 4 shots for Munster, 3 of those shots on goal. 10 shots for the Hobart Brickies, 5 on goal. 4 keeper saves for Munster, only 1 keeper save for Hobart. We did have some discipline brought to us by the Tauber Law Offices. It was a yellow card at 38:06 on Carson Bell, the only discipline of the half in a very physical match. At the half, 2-1, Munster with the lead.
Alex Protz will get the assist on that goal by Kinsella, Vince.
Which one?
The one that he, yeah, exactly. The one where he stole it from the defender off the right
Alex
wing
Protz.
and came in. So great job by number 10 for the Stangs to not only get the steal, but to have the presence of mind to center that ball right into the right foot of Nolan Kinsella. And boy, why not? 2 goals in 39 seconds.
Wow.
And boy, you're talking about a 1-0 lead, and next thing you know, you're playing catch-up soccer with the halftime
And you
chat.
know what, Mike? You don't ever put ketchup on your hot dogs, and you don't want to play catch-up in soccer as well. And the Munster Mustangs, fortuitous bounces, but guess what? The ball was on the right foot of the right player. That's Nolan Kinsella. That's the man you want.
Route 1 Chevy is happy to support Northwest Indiana High School athletics as well as serve the new and pre-owned vehicle and service needs of customers in Northwest Indiana. Over the past decade, Route 1 Chevrolet in Momence, Illinois has consistently received the highest sales and service customer satisfaction ratings of any General Motors dealer in all of Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. Our customers have made us number one. When you think of what is important to you, think of number one, Route 1. Route 1 is open 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday. Route 1 conveniently located at 631 North Dixie Highway in Momence, Illinois. Route 1 is 10 minutes from Lowell, 15 minutes from Cedar Lake, 20 minutes from DeMont. In all cases, Northwest Indiana customers are only moments from Momence. Route 1 can be reached at 815-424-6068 and can be found on the web at route1chevy.com.
We'll take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have our keys to the second half. At the half, the Munster Mustangs lead on the Northwest Indiana Game of the Week, sponsored by Route 1 Motors. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, and when we come back, we'll get keys to the second half. Munster with the lead 2-1 here on Regional Radio Sports.
Farm Insurance asks, if you're feeling stuck in a state of compensation stagnation, another year with no raise, then let State Farm help you get to a better state with a discount double check that can stretch your hard-earned dollars a little farther. They'll go through your car insurance to make sure you're getting all the discounts you deserve. Discounts could add up to 40% and put a few $100 extra in your pocket. Discounts may vary state to state. Danny DeTola, 2449 45th Street, Highland, 963-4444. Andrea Harbin, 6504 U.S. Highway 6 Portage, 762-5514. And Rob Rodakis, 835 Lincoln Way Avenue, Valparaiso, 476-7444.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your hometown credit union, people helping people. First Trust Credit Union.
First Trust Credit Union can help you score big with a game plan to support all your financial needs. Our lineup includes accounts, loans, and 24/7 online banking. So get off the bench and contact your hometown First Trust Credit Union team today at 800-276-6161 or firsttrustcu.com.
Engravables, located at 2005 Calumet Avenue in Valparaiso, between Vale Park Road and Glendale, across from McDonald's, is your headquarters for awards, trophies, plaques, name badges, and rubber stamps. For more information, stop in or give them a call at 219-477-5656. Their web address is www.engravables.net. That's Engravables, 2005 Calumet Avenue in Valparaiso.
Have you checked out Centier Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Centier Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit centier.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Centier student checking account. At the age of 25, your account will automatically convert to the Centier checking account. You must deposit $25 to open this account. This account is not eligible for overdraft advantage. Member FDIC.
We're back in the Route 1 Chevy halftime report. At the half, the Munster Mustangs lead. The Hobart Brickies here at the Brickyard, and their keys to the second half brought to us by Route 1 Chevy in Momence, Illinois. Remember, you're only moments from Momence. You can find them at 815-424-6068. The keys for the Hobart Brickies, they've got to pick up the pace, they've got to attack the post, they've got to quit talking to the referees and just play the game. And for the Munster Mustangs, they need to continue to use Kinsella in the middle of the field to control the play, and they need to remain calm, because the one thing the Hobart Brickies do is they get under your skin and try to get you to do something that would be uncharacteristic, and that would be lose your cool. And speaking of losing my cool, it's still a little warm out here. Let's take it to the play-by-play announcer for the Northwest Indiana Game of the Week in our second half. Here's the Hall of Famer, Mike Knezovich.
Fresh 40 on the clock here at the Brickyard as the Brickies had an extra long chat with co-coaches Weinman and Harris. I'm sure that there was some attitude adjustment.
Oh, I'm thinking so. I've seen these guys coach. But I tell you this much, Mike. You can't fault the Munster Mustangs. The Hobart Brickies just fell asleep defensively in the back. They thought the ball was out of bounds on the second play, on that play. And then on the second play, they just fell asleep with Kinsella. Let their guard down for less than a minute, and just like that, they're down 2-1.
Great job by Protz to get that ball off the left side onto the foot of Kinsella. 2 goals for the sharpshooter in 39 seconds. And that's the difference in this game, offsetting the Gabe Rodriguez goal at 11:56. The teams have changed ends now, as have our keepers. Aaron Bobb now is to our right on the south end of the complex. And Parker Glass, meanwhile, to our left on the north side, as the Brickies in their purple and yellow gold uniforms, moving from left to right on your electronic device and laptop, trailing it by 1 here at the half.
Mike, you can just hope for our benefit for this season that every game is this competitive and this a bang-up type of soccer, Mike. If our season looks like this every night, we're going to have fun here on the Northwest Indiana Game of the Week.
Carlos Gayton is certainly going to be a key here for the Brickies in the second half. They've got him right now at a holding mid, as he now plays some triangular soccer in the back line with Harris, who's going to try to get one of those patented run-ups here with Luke Weinman off the left side. Weinman got his pocket picked there by the aforementioned Protz. Protz now set up at a holding mid. Defense is anchored back there. A young man, Lucas Raymond, who Coach Persopoulos talked about coming off the bench now, is that central defender back there holding everything together, Vince.
And that's what they need to do. They need to bring him off the bench, Mike. But they've got depth, and Munster used their depth. They were able to run a bunch of substitutions in, where Hobart, I think, only had 1 substitution in that first half. We'll see if that makes fatigue a factor in the second half.
Nolan Kinsella looking for the hat trick, goes off the left side to Contreras, who will now throw it in off the far side.
And, Mike, they talked a little bit about the rule changes in the referee segment of our Northwest Indiana soccer preview show.
I think that ball went off the football crossbar,
Absolutely.
So that's a shot there for the Munster Mustangs.
A shot, but not on goal, and we'll call it a non-keeper save. So first shot of the second half. 5 shots in the ballgame for Munster to 10 for the Hobart Brickies. I like how Hobart used negative passes to create positive results, Mike. They actually try to stretch the field, make the defense move around a little bit. This is a smart soccer club. They're going to be real tough this year.
Yeah, it's just amazing that you've got all this hype in the first game of the season. You still got another 15 to play, so you certainly want to do well here, but it is a long season. As now here's Kinsella. He's 1-on-2. Good job again by Harris to pick his pocket. Bricky's trying to come back on a counter, but that gets stored in nicely in the midfield third by double deuce there, Isaiah Swider.
And I like how Carlos Gayton doesn't quit playing, Mike. He just popped right back up. He didn't take a dive. He just kept up with the ball. That's why Hobart has control now.
Now Bricky's trying to do the tight rock here as they try to keep it in bounds with Swider. Nice throw in by Gayton right at the foot of his teammate there in Liam Deal. Deal 13 goals on the campaign last year, looking for more this year. Now midfield third, back over to Carlos. And now they go give and go with a little toe tap, but they got their pocket picked there by the Munster defense in Marich. Kinsella is 1-on-4. He's looking for some help. Zigzags his way through, looking for the hat trick outside the 18. Too much helium onto the soccer ball.
That ball's ending up on the parking lot. Watch out, Mike. It's going towards your car out there. Yeah, he took a shot. I think if he would have kept his foot down and actually closed the door towards the back post, it'd be 3-1. But you can see the talent through 4 defenders. No problem.
Looks like Thomas Martin blew a tire out there. Regional Radio Sports Network wants to thank the Hobart High School Boys Soccer Boosters for sponsoring a portion of today's match. The Boosters congratulate head coaches Luke Weinman, Jamie Harris, and the boys team on a terrific 2022 season. Wish them all the best in their quest for another Northwest Crossroads Conference championship and success in the IHSAA tournament this fall. Best of luck, Brickies, during the 2023 season from the Hobart High School Boys Soccer Boosters.
Hobart's already very thin on their bench, Mike, and now Martin gets helped off by his teammates. Looks like he's favoring that right ankle. Coach Harris is taking a look, trying to see what he can do to get him back on the field.
Hopefully it's just a cramp.
Yeah, this time of the year you find that a lot too.
So hopefully they'll just fill him up with liquids and get him back out there. Coaching staff for Hobart mentioning that he is the toughest player on the team for the Brickies, Thomas Martin. We played almost 4 minutes here, scoreless soccer in the second half. Munster on the 2-0 and Kinsella goals, 39 seconds apart in the first half, have a 2-1 lead. 50-50 play here results in a throw-in for the Bricks. Neither team has gone to the bench here in the second half as of yet.
Except for that injury substitution.
Right. Good job by midfield support, and now we're going to have a foul called on the back on Gayton as he took down Dmitrievic. Dmitrievic with a little bit of a AstroTurf burn there.
Yeah, that's the disadvantage of this surface, Mike. It's soft, but it's not like playing on pillows at home. You can get yourself cut up pretty easily out here.
Boy, thank goodness it's not like the old turf. As now Marich goes right on frame there, maybe a little bit off center. We'll give him a shot, but no shot on goal.
I'd agree with that. I concur. Yeah.
Boy, I tell you what, it used to be at the old Spectrum, not Spectrum,
Veteran Stadium.
Veteran Stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was basically like carpet on concrete.
Well, and you know that there was a wide receiver, and I can't remember the name of the wide receiver, who blew out both of his patella tendons, both of them on the same play.
Wow.
Because the turf was so bad. Both of his kneecaps were gone. I mean, if you're in Philadelphia and you lose both your kneecaps, Mike, it's not from a football injury, that's for sure.
Are you saying it's a little bit of a rough crowd there?
I'm just saying, Mike, you know, if you're wearing concrete shoes, you wouldn't be playing soccer.
City of brotherly love.
That's what I'm saying. They booed Santa Claus, so I understand.
Throw in the air off the near side now for Bell. Bell was the author of a great play last year, kind of a goal line to goal line play.
I remember that.
And he was able to get the Brickies a terrific goal situation there in that one, but they're going to give up possession right now to Ganella and the Stanks.
Looking forward to Friday night, Mike, start of the football season. Also coming up, believe it or not, Mike, today's an anniversary for me as well, and we'll talk about that later on in the broadcast and let you remember you can wax poetic with me about an anniversary that wasn't so fun 2 years ago today.
Yeah, not the kind of anniversary you want to have, that's for
right,
sure.
Mike. 2 years ago today, you and I were doing the Griffith Boone Grove girls game. I went to work the next day at my quote-unquote real job. Felt a little twinge in the chest and decided that maybe it was time to go see the doctor, and I ended up in the emergency room.
Good job there by Parker Glass to knock it away from the on-charging Prots. Go ahead, Vince.
And, Mike, that was the last time I had a Pepsi. That was the last time I was at McDonald's. Thank goodness for my good doctors over at Northwest Health and also my good friends at Regional Radio with their prayers and support. It's been 2 years, Mike. I'm feeling a lot better. I've lost a lot of weight. Can get up and down the stairs without having to worry about it. But, boy, you talk about scary times. And you were my cohort and my co-host for the first couple weeks. I don't know if it was because I had the heart thing or you didn't trust me to do football play-by-play, but we had a lot of fun. And just thanks to all the listeners and fans who reached out. And it's been 2 years today, Mike, believe it or not.
That's
this is the
unbelievable.
2-year anniversary. So thanks to all my friends and fans who keep me in their prayers and thoughts every single day.
We're glad to see Thomas Martin is back in there. Is now Gayton with a pass outside the 18. Trying to connect the dots now off the left wing. We talked about Gayton being a key on this player. Now a takedown outside the corner, just outside the penalty area.
Ooh, that was close.
And it is going to be a glorious opportunity coming up here for the Bricks, as that is foul number 10 on the Stanks.
Center official's taking charge as he needs to do. As a veteran official who's done IHSAA state tournament games as well. So the IHSAA officials that we do have that do these big games, Mike, they're not shy about making the right call.
Gabe Rodriguez is right in the middle of the free kick over there. He's the author of the Bricky goal. Carlos Gayton is also going to join him along with Luke Weinman. So this is going to be a great opportunity here for the Brickies about 20 yards out. And Carlos Gayton, the straw that stirs the drink, is going to try to tie up this match. He approaches the ball. Here's a shot, nice and low, tipped on the play, a shot, and a goal!
I know that Gayton's going to get the assist.
I believe that was number 8, Carson Belvins.
I think you're right, Mike. We'll see what the official score gives us.
Yep.
That's 2 in a row for
So
you.
Carlos Gayton gets the assist, and we are going to mark it down at 48-23.
That's exactly what my card says. 48-23, the goal. We're all tied at 2.
Coach Persopoulos talked about those set pieces, Vince.
Right.
Make sure we get that up on the old scoreboard.
Already done, my friend.
You are on top of it today, my friend.
I was about 30 seconds late. Don't tell anybody, Mike. 10 minutes gone. We're tied back at 2. This is fun.
I'll tell you what, this is going to go right down to the wire, Vince.
Like I said, Mike, we hope every single game this season is this good because this is fantastic soccer.
Swider now looking at the 18. 50-50 ball controlled by the Stangs. Knocked off the foot there of
nice job defensively by there. Nice job by the Brickies. That's an excellent job by number 32 for the Brickies, and that's Martin. Martin made a great play. The ball was going towards the corner flag, Mike. He played it back down the sideline. Nice job by the Brickies to reestablish that defense.
Now Coach Persopoulos is going to get the aforementioned number 24, Luke Raymond, out of the lineup. And they're going to go back with the frontliner now with Ryan Giba. But they got some height in that back line for Munster.
Looks like I'm looking at a basketball game.
Yeah, I'm sure he's in the sights of Mr. Hackett.
Coach Hackett, what a great coach as well.
Knocked up the elevator shaft now into Hobart territory. So another set piece has tied this one up for the Bricks. Great job by Gayton to get it right on the foot of Carson Bell. Now Munster turns it over. Deal now will bring it back here and they'll reset with Bell. Deflects off of Protz. Off to the backside on the play with some good coverage over there by Colin Clark.
Couple of substitutions in for the Mustangs.
Back in the lineup is double ones, Simon Clark. Also Nick Panos into the ball game, trying to keep the troops fresh up high. Well, it looks like they're double man marking on Kinsella right now, Vince. Wherever he goes, you see 2 purple shirts.
Should have somebody marking him when he gets off the bus, Mike. That guy's a Division I player for sure. 2 goals so far for Kinsella, only 39 seconds apart.
Wind continuing to blow at the back of the Munster Mustangs now this half, as Parker Glass will pick it back up and kick it from his own 18. So great job by the Brickies to get back in this one. Right now the crowd trying to get back into it as well with the intensity. Now Stoyowski off the far side on the play to Carlos. Gayton now will stop on a play on a dime and go off the far side for a throw-in.
Don't forget, at the end of tonight's broadcast, we'll bring you our Route 1 Chevy Players of the Game, brought to us by Route 1 Chevy. Remember, you're only moments from moments. I think I know who it's going to be for the Munster Mustangs, Mike, or at least who's making a strong bid. Hobart, it's still in doubt, I think.
We still got a lot of soccer to be played here in regulation with 28 minutes remaining. Kinsella got his pocket picked there by Jack Harris, who has been his shadow throughout the day. But that was just a great play by Protz in the first half to set up Nolan. And now they're going to call a hog tie on the play on Clark. So it'll be a free kick for the Brickies just outside the midfield circle. Foul number 11 on the red and white.
And you know, Mike, a lot of these players are making a bid to be all-state, all-conference. Harris is getting a lot of looks as well for all-conference, all-district, and he's proving it as well. If you can shut down a player like Kinsella, you've proven your mettle, that's for sure.
So a free kick coming up for Luke Weinman and the Brickies. 27.5 remaining in regulation. We're knotted at 2. Here's the kick by Luke at the 6. Bob way out of there. The ball deflected back towards the goal, and they bury it for a goal! Coming in behind Bob on the play.
I think it was Liam Deal. Might have been.
No, I think it's Carlos Gayton.
Wow. And that will call that one unassisted, Mike, because it was tipped by the keeper.
deal was also there, Vince. But I believe it's going to... Yep.
There it is.
So Carlos Gayton's going to get the goal, and it's going to come at 52-32.
Wow, and the Brickies in charge.
So you talk about that raw one player of the game?
It might be Carlos Gayton.
He's picked up an assist and a goal.
Absolutely.
Boy, great job there on that long pass, and Bob came out, Vince. He played it aggressively. He didn't sit back. But Carlos Gayton came right behind him on the deflection, and he made no mistake about it. Put it right down Broadway for a 3-2 Bricky lead.
That was a mistake for sure in the back, Mike, and the Brickies are going to try to capitalize and get that next goal. 3-2, Brickies with the lead as the clock continues to wind. And this is a Hobart team that people are afraid of, Mike. If they say they were better than last year, it sure looks like it.
Now outside the 18, it's Carson Bell trying to get a right foot free on the play. Looking for a potential cross. He's now double teamed, but knocks it off the Stangs for a throw-in.
They're going to take a little bit of a breath here and try to set up the play. A lot of strength from this as well. Is this Gayton on the throw-in?
Yes, it is, and he again is going to go with that big run-up off the track. He's going to look for Bell and company on the far side to the right of Aaron Bobb. Carlos instead goes with some support, knocked up the elevator shaft by Kinsella. And now the Stangs try to come back on a counter. Well, that's one thing Hobart does not want to do on those set pieces in the offensive third is get caught upfield.
And they also don't want to waste these opportunities as well, Mike. They have picked up the pace. They are attacking. Kind of, we'll call it a hybrid. You were right about Gayton, and I was right about them picking up the pace. It's a lot more attack from the Brickies, getting these fans back in the game.
Headed down on the play to Kinsella, looking for the hat trick off the left side, and they're going to call another hook on the play on Nolan.
He doesn't like that call, but it was the right call.
That's the 12th foul on the Munster Mustangs. They've been consistent.
Yes, they have been. It's been physical all day long, Mike. It's kind of like an umpire. The strike zone doesn't change late in the game. They're consistent. If it's a low strike, it's a low strike. If it's a foul, it's a foul. But really, the referees haven't been the story here. It's just been physical play on both of these teams.
The Munster Soccer Club is a Rec Pluck travel soccer club of Munster, Indiana. They feature competitive level of play for U8, U10, U12, and U14 divisions. The club is part of the IHSAA Soccer League located in Northwest Indiana, and they're on the web at munstersoccerclub.org. Regional Radio Sports Network appreciates the Munster Soccer Club and their support of the student athletes from Munster High School, and they wish the Mustangs best of luck in today's match as the cardboard has flown here. Getting the card will be Isaiah Swider. It'll come at 54-47.
He tried to walk away. The center official wouldn't let him do it.
Doing the turtle out there,
He was like, sorry about that, sir. And he was trying to walk away. The center official's like, come back. It's Isaiah Swider with the card. First card on the Mustangs.
So Luke Weinman now will go with the left-footed sidewinder here off the right wing.
Another set piece. Watch him dive to the back of the post here, Mike. Here they come.
Bob is set up. He's going to go right on frame and almost got a field goal.
Man, I can't wait till Friday. American football as well.
Let's go ahead and take a 60-second timeout here from State Farm Insurance and be back. 3-2 Bricks here on RSN.com video, Facebook Live, and Regional Radio Sports.
State Farm Insurance asks, what if you're walking out to your car and it's been mashed by a runaway garbage truck? Having a State Farm agent means having a real person to help you when things go wrong. So when accidents happen, you've got someone you know who will be there when you need them. See Connie Bernardi, 1072 Joliet Street, U.S. Highway 30 in Dyer. Call Connie at 219-322-9959. State Farm agent Greg Taylor is at 794 McCool Road in Valparaiso. Call Greg at 219-762-4911. And Dave Ross, 450 West Lincoln Way, Suite 210 Valparaiso, 464-3581.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Boy, nice effort there off the break by Liam Deal, Vince, but just ran out of some real estate.
Yeah, and Gayton just took a forearm shiver, and actually was from his teammate. Thomas Martin threw Gayton off the ball. Gayton looked back and was looking at the referee, and the referee says, if it's your own player, I can't call anything. So Gayton's going to take a seat on the bench, and they're going to bring in the diminutive freshman. That's going to be Cam Guest, the freshman coming in, and that's he's half the size as Gayton, but his heart's just as big. But
boy, I tell you what, Carlos Gayton played his heart out there in the first half of this second half.
He really has.
Goal and an assist to bring the Brickies back on top.
He's a difference maker.
Boy, this has been a game of momentum back and forth.
The Big Mo.
Thomas Martin got caught with a handball there, inadvertent as it might have been.
They tried to go fast, Mike, and Gabe Rodriguez, little gamesmanship, stopped and ran right in front.
So here's Ryan Giba now. 23.5 remaining. Went off the noggin there of Harris, who probably, looking back on it, may have gone with a chest trap there.
Yeah, he had more space than he thought. Here comes Kinsella.
Nolan Kinsella working his magic outside the 18, but a little bit too much one-on-one dribbling there, Vince Gray.
Yes, sir, and he actually needs to look for a teammate, but he's just trying to create some sort of an opportunity.
Protz got taken down, and now Hobart comes back on the counter. Stop and start off the right wing, trying to beat the double team over there. Gavin Guess, who now gets the return feed off the left side. G squared trying to get some space, but he gets denied nicely off the far side. Once again, Protz is right there in the middle of it, man marking for the Stangs. Liam Deal comes back onside off the mixer, and they'll reset now with 22 minutes remaining in regulation. Coaches Weinman and Harris getting set to bring the star midfielder Carlos Gayton back into the ball game. Meanwhile, it's Dmitrievich off the right side. Harris is right there to thwart that particular foray. Now good midfield support on the play by Kim. Crossover dribbling ability by Kinsella. Great slide tackle by Martin. Now Protz comes back. Munster now really starting to press the issue here, down by 1.
And they're going to have to get aggressive, Mike. They're going to have to do it, press the issue, which could lead to transitional soccer. And here comes another card. Let's see what this call is going to be.
Card going to be called on Bell. So Bell is going to get the gate at 58-27. Oh, and now a red card has been issued to Bell. And the Hobart bench can't believe it, Vince. They're going to play a man short for the final 21-33.
Carson Bell, the senior, is also going to be taken off the next ball game. I don't know what he said, the center official, but at 58-27, Carson Bell will get the red card. He's shown the gate.
Man.
That is not good. So he gets the red card, 2 yellows, the second yellow. I don't know if he said something to his opponent, but they're going to walk over and talk to the coaches. And one of the coaches just waves his arm and says, I don't think so, and says, play on. So now
I tell you what, you gotta respect the official.
I agree with that, Mike. 100% I agree with that. So let's see what kind of a defensive stance the Hobart Brickies can take now. They're down a man.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to do those counters.
They're just going to try to stop the bleeding as Munster will take all kinds of opportunities here.
Protz's shot is too high off a one-timer. That sails well over the net. Ace shot for the Munster Mustangs. In a world where cybersecurity is increasingly important, it's crucial to be equipped with the right tools to keep your digital assets and network environment safe. Look no further than to Qubit Networks, located at 103 Polk Street in LaPorte. Qubit Networks is focused on creating an atmosphere of selfless service to your technology needs. They take security seriously, and so should you. Visit them online at qubitnet.com. That's QUBITnet.com. Or give them a call at 219-369-4357. Here's a 1v1 opportunity, a shot, and a goal!
Nice give and go, Mike. You see that in pregame. That's a fantastic goal. Give the goal to number 7, Mike.
Dmitrievich.
Wow.
Gets credit for the goal. And we are back tied on the play, and the goal's going to come at 59-30.
Oh, my goodness. That was beautiful. Give and go, ran right through the middle of the defense. Dmitrievich gets the goal. That was nice soccer right there. Nikola Dmitrievich with the goal.
Boy, oh boy, you get a 3-2 lead, and then you get a red card, Vince.
My goodness.
And the mark of a good team, a great program, they will make you pay. And now it's anybody's soccer match here halfway through the second half.
That was beautiful, Mike. You see it every day in pregame. They have to do a give and go. They run right through the middle, try to find a post. That was exactly looked like a pregame drill. Instead, it's 3-3, and let's see how Hobart responds.
Playing a mad short now after the red card.
Junior varsity team down here from Munster pretty excited. They're cheering on their teammates after an 8-1 victory for them.
Alex Panos trying to cover up there off that left wing. So now it'll be Carlos Gayton. He is going to be about 35 yards out on the left wing. And he can certainly reach Bob from there. Brickies are going to try to stay onside. A lot of pushing and shoving going on right now. Liam Deal trying to get in there, and Bob got an easy look on that one for an easy save for the senior.
That was on frame, though. We'll call it a shot and a shot on goal. And a keeper save. First one of the second half for the Munster Mustangs. 5 in the ball game.
So right back where we started from for the final 20 minutes here at the Brickyard.
And really, you feel badly for number 8, Carson Bell. You'd like to know what was said or what was done to create the red card situation, because in the IHSAA, he's not done just for the rest of this match, Mike. He's off for the next game as well. And there's, like you mentioned, there's only 16 games in the season. That's 1/16 of your season. Not a good idea.
Nice 50-50 opportunity there for Simon Clark. And I tell you what, the Brickies have got to be gassed too as well, Vince, playing with only 10 guys now.
Absolutely.
And they have not gone to the bench nearly as much as Coach Prosopoulos and the Stangs. Now it's a dangerous ball here, but a good job by Harris to get it back to Parker Glass. And I think we'll give Nolan Kinsella a 9.5 from the Russian judge on that dive.
They always throw out the low score. And, of course, the junior varsity says, you can't do that. And they're right. You shouldn't take a dive like that.
Foul going to be called there on Contreras. They go with a quick restart. So for the Munster Mustangs, that's foul number 13. Been a physical game out there tonight.
Absolutely. And Carlos Gayton did a nice job, Mike. He actually acted like he was going for the ball and then let it trickle to the out-of-bounds line.
Now Gayton will throw it in off the far sideline as Coach Prosopoulos again going to use that depth.
Yep, he's going back to the bench. He's done that all night long, Mike.
It's going to be Lucas Raymond back in there again to patrol the midfield and the defensive part for the Stangs. Exiting will be Simon Clark. And back in as well is going to be number 6, Ashton Silva. He'll be set up at a left wing.
Goals for the Brickies, 11:56, Gabe Rodriguez, 48-23, Carson Bell, and, of course, 52-32, Carlos Gayton. For the Munster Mustangs, Kinsella with goals at 34-49 and 35-28. And Nikola Dmitrievich with a goal at 59-30. Makes us all tied at 3 here on Regional Radio Sports.
I did not think we were going to see 6 goals combined in this game,
I absolutely did not think so either, Mike.
But it's a lot more wide open now with only 21 players on the pitch. Howitzer header there by Harris. As we're coming up on 17 minutes remaining in regulation. Can the Brickies hold on here and possibly sneak one by? Nolan Kinsella. Off the right side they go. Panos now looking into the corner. Cross at the 18. Dmitrievich with a shot and a save on the play. The ball's loose and finally cleared out of there.
Call it a shot on goal and a keeper save.
Boy, Dimitrievich had a glorious opportunity there, and Parker Glass came up big.
Only the second save of the ball game for Parker Glass. A lot of contact out there in the box, Mike. We'll see what's going on.
Got a couple brickies down right now with the injury on the field. We'll take a timeout. 16:39 remaining in regulation. We're knotted at 3. Back in a minute on RSN.com video, Facebook Live, and Regional Radio Sports.
First home, dream home, forever home. Tech Credit Union has the right home loan for you. Their loan officers can help you purchase a home, refinance your current mortgage, or unlock your home's equity to get cash out for any purpose. Let Tech Credit Union show you why they are a better option for a home loan. Learn more at www.techcu.org or call toll-free 1-800-276-8324. Tech Credit Union is an equal housing lender and federally insured by the NCUA. State Farm Insurance asks, what if you're walking out to your car and it's been mashed by a runaway garbage truck? Having a State Farm agent means having a real person to help you when things go wrong. So when accidents happen, you've got someone you know who will be there when you need them. See Connie Bernardi, 1072 Joliet Street, U.S. Highway 30 in Dyer. Call Connie at 219-322-9959. State Farm agent Greg Taylor is at 794 McCool Road in Valparaiso. Call Greg at 219-762-4911. And Dave Ross, 450 West Lincoln Way, Suite 210 Valparaiso, 464-3581.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Mike Knezovich, Vince Gray back with you here. Elena Knezovich capturing all the sights and sounds. Daniel Kim will go with a throw in here for Munster. They've tied it up. 16 minutes remaining, and now a foul going to be called as Kinsella takes a tackle by Gayton. Boy, you just cannot give this Munster team those kind of opportunities.
No, and you can't with a man up either, Mike. One man up, and now you've got Kinsella over the ball.
Joined by Dimitrievich.
Yeah, Dimitrievich with that first goal.
And now he's going to give way here to number 7. So now they're going to give way as well.
Indecision is the wrong decision here, the Munster Mustangs. Let's come back and do this way.
Is there such a thing as delay a game?
That's exactly what it looks like to me.
Dimitrievich to the far side, headed towards the goal, and Parker Glass comes up with the save as that one was headed to the upper 90 near side.
That was a nice look there and a good header. 6th shot for the second half, 3rd shot on goal, and another keeper save. 3 on the ball game for Parker Glass.
3 have gone past him, and he's able to keep out the other 3. Right back where he started, knotted at 3, less than 15 minutes now remaining in regulation. Keep in mind, if we're tied, we'll go to 2 7-minute non-sudden death overtimes.
And if we're still tied, Mike, it's going to be a shootout, and you know that the Brickies want to at least get this thing done in regulation. But if they get to overtime,
I think they'd be glad to get it to a shootout right now.
I agree with you 100% on that.
Down by 1 man.
Brickies can use their keeper now. That's just like having an extra man on the field.
Alex Martin is in there now at a defensive central mid. Thomas Martin carried off the field. Now Aaron Bobb with a nice slide tackle to get it out to the midfield area as Carson Bell was trying to get some havoc out there.
Excellent spacing from both of these teams, Mike, especially the Hobart Brickies.
And now Parker Glass picks up the ball and throws in a forearm shiver to boot. Well, you're going to definitely know you were in a soccer match after this one.
There's no doubt.
So Weinman will come back and play triangular soccer with 13 and a half left. Alex Martin pass, does not connect with Gayton. Throw in Munster.
But remember, Mike, it's not a physical game at all. Soccer's not physical.
Daniel Kim on the restart. Dimitrievich looking here off the near side for Clark. And they say it went off of C squared, and now we'll have Another substitution coming in for the Hobart Brickies.
And he's going to give it another go.
Boy, I tell you what,
Thomas
Martin gets my Courageous Player of the Evening award. They said he was the toughest player, and he comes out there with a little bit of a limp. But he's going to give it a go here for the final 13.
And normally you'd think a Mustang would have a hitch in his giddy up, but Martin's going as well. He's got a little bit of a hitch there, Mike. He's hurting a little bit. And I noticed, too, the Brickies, not a lot of guys wearing the high shin guards. They like the low socks.
Right side opportunity at the 18. Gets foiled by the Bricky defense. Well, I tell you what, I really like the play back there of Lucas Raymond.
Absolutely. I was going to say that, too.
He is really doing a great job from that central defenseman position.
Long strides, too, Mike. And something Coach Ken Anderson, who, by the way, won 4 sectionals at the I'm even drawing a blank over there at Hammond Morton. He used to tell our kids, you're not faster than the ball. I like how Munster's using the keeper, playing the ball in space, making the kids do the work. If Hobart's going to be down a kid, let's make them run even more. That's a smart club, and that's why Jim Prosopoulos has won almost 350 games.
Munster after the restart. Marich keeps the ball down nicely. Good job by Hobart to foil that attack, and now they come back on a counter through the midfield circle. Knocked up the elevator shaft as the team's right now playing in the midfield third. Bicycle kick knocked down by Marich in the circle. And now he looks with Kinsella. And they're going to call a handball. It'll be a free kick for the purple and yellow gold. Potts getting set to come back into the ball game for Munster. But the Brickies just had their offensive sail, the wind taken out of them with that yellow card on Bell.
Yeah, yellow that became a red, so you wonder what the second call was, Mike, because he got a yellow, and then the center waited for a second, and as Bell started to turn, didn't leave the field really promptly. The center pulled out the red card, so either something was said or he was disappointed that Bell didn't leave the field in a timely enough manner. Maybe we can find out later on in the season what happened there. But Bell's not only off for the rest of this game, Mike, but he's also off for the next game as well, per IHSAA rules.
Now Stoikowski off the far side. And good communication on the back line by Giba along with Bob. And Aaron goes ahead and rolls it off the turf, and now it's a nice counter here for the Stangs. Dmitry Yevik with a slide tackle. Good job by Thomas Martin to play some good physical soccer. They're going to say it's going to be Hobart Bricky ball.
The Brickies can take their time, Mike.
Dangerous ball by Martin is knocked out to the defense on the play by Raymond. Now Thomas Martin, as we got a little bit of a lull in the action. Carlos Gayton runs out of real estate. It'll be a Munster throw-in.
Munster actually lost the advantage there by the substitution, Mike.
Protz back into the ball game, replacing Marich. Boy, Protz has played a great game, Vince. You know, that's one of those players out there that always seems to be in the middle of the action. He had that great steal on the left wing to set up Kinsella, and he's been man-marking nicely in the defensive third.
Right place, right time. And you know what, Mike? That's not by accident. Those players that are in the right position is because they're working hard, not because they got lucky.
Now Hobart moving from left to right. Near sideline on the play to Rodriguez.
Nice ball.
And the ball rolls easily over to Bob, who will scoop up the loose soccer ball. Again, we want to thank the great folks over at the Hobart High School Boys Soccer Boosters for sponsoring a portion of tonight's broadcast. The Boosters congratulate head coaches Luke Weinman and Jamie Harris and the boys team on a terrific 2022 season, wishing them all the best in their quest for another NWCC Conference Championship and success in the tournament this fall. Best of luck, Brickies, during the 2023 season from the Hobart High School Boys Soccer Boosters.
So clock winding less than 10 minutes, Mike, and every minute becomes that much more important. Remember, 2 7-minute overtimes, not sudden death. And if they get to a shootout, Mike, this would just be an icing on a cake for a first game of the season, which has been fantastic.
Now Kinsella in the corner, stopping on a dime, trying to beat the double team, and they're going to call a violation there. I think they got Kinsella with a handball off the deflection.
That's happened a couple times to Kinsella.
He has been a marked man out there this evening, but has been able to tickle the onion sack twice, 39 seconds apart, when it looked like Hobart was going to go into the halftime chat with a 1-0 lead at the break.
35-28, 34-49 times of those goals. Again, 39 seconds apart. Almost don't even have to take your shoes off to count that low, Mike.
The Munster Soccer Club is a Rec Plug travel soccer club of Munster, Indiana. They feature competitive level of play, U8, U10, U12, U14 divisions. The club is part of the IHSAA Soccer League located in Northwest Indiana, and they're on the web at MunsterSoccerClub.com. Regional Radio Sports appreciates the Munster Soccer Club and their support of the student athletes from Munster High School, and they wish the Mustangs best of luck in tonight's match.
Wow, physical play in the center says play on. Forearm shiver, extended arm, but no call from the center.
7 minutes remaining in regulation. Stoikowski centering pass, deflected at the defense. Throwing for Luke Weinman and the Brickies.
Luke's going to take his time.
Now Liam Deal try to return it back to Luke. And now they're going to call a handball on the Bricks. Silva's back in there now as well for Munster. And then once again, Coach Persopoulos going to keep the troops fresh out there. He has really been making a lot of substitutions out there.
Thomas Martin with the slide tackle and a demonstrative fist pump afterwards. I think it's getting a little chippier than normal out there, Mike, and clock continues to wind down.
Daniel Kim out. Raymond back in, and he'll throw it in to Protz. Looking near side on the play to Clark. Spinorama move. Colin Clark coming in. Simon now trying to get the left foot free. A shot deflected. And it is going to be a goal kick as that ball ricocheted off the Hobart defender and then went off of Clark over the goal line.
Clark with a great effort. We'll call it a shot not on goal. 7th shot of the second half for the for the Munster Mustangs. They've got a total of 11 in this ball game. No corners in the second half, Mike, for either of these teams.
But I'm really I got to really sit back and look when our statistics are equal. Now Kinsella with a shot just past the low 90 far side, bidding for the hat trick in the lead.
Man, and that ball was knuckling too, Mike. 8th shot now for the Munster Mustangs. I keep saying the Hobart Brickies. 5 minutes to go in the second half.
Boy, that did not miss by much.
And it was knuckling too.
We are down to the final 5 minutes here of regulation. Who is going to give here on this one? Hobart is playing, if you're just joining us, one man short after a yellow and then a red card that was issued to Carson Bell. So they've been playing the second half of this second half, a man short. So far, they've held their own pretty well.
They actually have, Mike, and they're actually stretching the field well. They're actually using their offense, and they're going to probably put a card out here for dangerous play.
That was Raymond that went shoulder to shoulder there with Gayton.
And I think they're going to give it to. Are they actually going to give that card to Gayton? And we're going to see what the call is going to be here. Okay, the center official just actually wants to go over and talk. Let's see if a card is issued.
I don't think so, Vince.
I think he just wanted to talk to Gayton to make sure he was. Maybe he was just making sure he was okay because he was airborne when the contact came.
Now at the 18, it's Kinsella over to Dmitry Jovic, who had a shot there, a good opportunity, but the ball was bouncing on him there a little bit, and Nicola could not settle it down. 13 shot for the Stangs. 4 minutes remaining, Vince.
This is a great ball game, Mike. This is a great way to start our season, man. Like I said, if every ball game can be this exciting and this hard fought, we're going to have all kinds of fun this year in Indiana soccer.
Alex Martin again back in there at the midfield spot for the Bricks. Raymond now getting some pressure off the far side. Boy, every inch of real estate being battled for out here tonight. Thomas Martin still out there, the gamer that he is, at that defensive central midfield position, trying to keep the Stangs at bay. And that's a full-time job up there with Noah Kinsella right in your shadow. They tried to go with a little loop play there with Nolan, and Parker Glass will thwart that with 3 minutes remaining. Keep in mind, if we're still tied, we go to 2 non-sudden death, 7-minute overtimes. So we'll have 14 minutes of soccer regardless. Nice spinorama move by Thomas Martin off the far side. Good job once again by Lucas Raymond. Coach Prosopoulos talked about him in glowing terms prior to the game, and rightfully so.
Yep.
Now Liam Deal with a little toe tap. 50-50 ball corralled as we see a lot of tired student athletes out there right now. Now a nice spinorama move in the offensive third by Gabe Rodriguez. It goes off the Stings, and that was inches away from a corner kick.
Haven't had one in the second half, Mike. Just about 2 minutes to go in this half. This would be a golden opportunity for Hobart to take the lead late in this ball game.
Adrian Stoyowski out there as well. So Carlos Gayton now will go with a throw, and as that ball barely missed the pylon, he gets it towards the 6, and it looks like it went off of the Brickies over the goal line for an Aaron Bobb goal kick.
I won't even call that a shot because that ball was way off frame.
Engravables is your local source for team trophies, plaques, and awards. They're located at 2005 Calumet Avenue in Valparaiso. They're also your local headquarters for badges, ID tags, and signage. Gift items, rubber stamps. Engravables is expanded into promotional products such as pens, calendars, drinkware, and giveaways for your business. For more information, visit their website, www.engravables.net, or call Engravables at 219-477-5656.
Munster trying to put the pressure on with the one-man advantage, Mike. Just about 60 seconds to go in this regulation period.
Jack Harris is just going to buy himself some time. He's not going to fool around there with Simon right in his grill.
Fans on their feet. Still a lot of fans in the stands.
Kinsella trying to get himself free at the 18. Goes off the right side, and a good job, and now the Brickies come back on the counter. They got some pasture in front of them here.
That's going to be definitely a yellow on 24, Mike. Let's see what color this is going to be.
So Lucas Raymond's going to get the gate here, it looks like. As Damian Tomic is going to come over and pay a visit.
79-19 would be the time. Let's see what it is. And it's a red. That's a red card, Mike.
Okay, that's on the bench. I think Emmanuel Soto just ended his evening. So for the Munster Mustangs, and now a yellow was issued to Raymond. So Coach Soto is going to have to watch here on Regional Radio Sports the final 41.1.
So it's on Lucas Raymond for the red, or the yellow, excuse me. Lucas Raymond gets the yellow.
79-11.
79-19. 79-19.
Yep.
Yellow. I have a card here. And then we're also going to say the assistant coach, Coach Soto, gets the red card and gets the gate. So Emmanuel Soto also gets a red.
Coach does a great job with the JV program at Munster.
And Mike Hill also have the next ball game off as well. Red card means you cannot participate, whether you're a coach or whether you're a player. So Hobart with an opportunity, Mike. This game has been nothing but contentious. It's been a lot of fun.
And I believe we've seen Jack Harris work his magic on these long free kicks, Vince.
Absolutely. Let's see if Harris can put this ball on frame. See what the Brickies can do to dive inside.
Actually, now he's going to come up and give way to Carlos Gayton. So down inside of 40 seconds as they start the clock. Here's Carlos's kick at the 6. Bob comes out on the play on a 50-50 ball and punches it away. It'll be a throw-in for the Bricks. 26 seconds remaining in regulation. Off the near side now, Rodriguez centering pass at the 18. Off the far side back to Harris. He lines it up with a warm burner just past the far post.
And they say he touched it, and they say no. That was not tipped. The Brickies wanted that ball to be a corner. Instead, it's a goal kick. And we're going to overtime in game number 1.
Sands of the hourglass are going to run out here at the Brickyard. We have completed 80 minutes of Rock'em Sock'em Northwest Indiana soccer action, and we're right back where we started. It's Hobart 3 and Munster 3. Thomas Martin is limping off the field, and they're going to put a fresh 7 on the clock. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout and come back with overtime on Regional Radio Sports.
Broadcast is brought to you by the Regional Radio Sports Network, your ticket to the best seat in the house since 1992. The United States Marine Corps. The few, the proud, the Marines. Centier Bank. Since 1895, Indiana's largest private family-owned bank. State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Ivy Tech Community College's Lake County campuses. Your future starts here. Horizon Bank. Exceptional service, sensible advice for 150 years. Engravables, your headquarters for awards, trophies, and plaques. Tech Credit Union, the better option for personal and business banking.
You talk to your kids about many things, so when it's time to talk to them about finances, know that Centier Bank offers a fee-free student checking account to help guide good spending habits today for an even better tomorrow. Centier Bank.
We develop quality citizens who keep our core, our country, and our communities side by side on the winning side. Not for glory, but for honor. For a code that isn't written or spoken, but lived. It's what we do. It's who we are. It's the battle cry of our fighting spirit. Battles won. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
Presenting the Horizon Bank elevator pitch. Why aren't we telling you about ourselves? We're waiting for you to tell us about yourself. Our pitch can wait. Horizon Bank. Get a conversation started.
And this overtime session is being brought to you by Route 1 Chevy. Route 1 Chevy is happy to support Northwest Indiana High School athletics, as well as serve the new and pre-owned vehicle and service needs of their customers in Northwest Indiana. Over the past decade, Route 1 Chevy in Momence, Illinois, has consistently received the highest sales and service customer satisfaction ratings of any General Motors dealer in all of Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. Their customers have made them number 1. When you think of what is important to you, think of number 1. That's Route 1. Route 1 is open from 9 a.m. to 6 Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 5 on Saturdays. Route 1 is conveniently located at 631 North Dixie Highway in Momence. Route 1 is 10 minutes from Lowell, 15 minutes from Cedar Lake, and only 20 minutes from DeMott. In all cases, Northwest Indiana customers are only moments from Momence. Route 1 can be reached at 815-424-6068, and they can be found on the web at route1chevy.com. So our halftime or our overtime statistics, our first goal of the ball game came at 11:56 from Gabe Rodriguez. And then Nolan Kinsella had 2 goals right near the end of the first half, 34-49 and 35-28, only 39 seconds apart to give Munster a 2-1 halftime lead. But the Hobart Brickies came storming back on a goal from Carson Bell at 48-23 on an assist from Carlos Gayton, and then Carlos Gayton gave the Brickies the lead at 52-32. That goal made it 3-2. Nikolai Dmitrievich got a goal at 59-30 to knot us up at 3 each. Discipline for the Hobart Brickies. Carson Bell received a yellow card at 38:06, and Mike, that explains the red. He received the yellow at 38:06 and then received his second yellow at 58:27, which became a red card. He was disqualified. The Brickies are playing a man down. Isaiah Swider got a card at 54-47. It was yellow. Lucas Raymond got a yellow card late in the half. It was a yellow card at 79-19 for the Munster Mustangs. And then Emmanuel Soto, the assistant coach, the junior varsity coach, received a red card and saw the gate as well at 79-19. All discipline brought to you by the Tauber Law Offices on Eagle Ridge Drive, 219-865-6666. 2 7-minute overtimes, Mike. And then if this hasn't been decided, we're going to go to a shootout.
Great catch there on the Carson Bell situation, Vince. So, it was not any kind of discipline after getting that second yellow. It's basically an automatic red at that particular point. Yep. So, good catch on your part, and just unfortunate for the young man to get hit with 2 yellows.
It only took me, Mike, about 45 minutes to figure it out. You know what? It's early in the season, but what a great start. We're in overtime, number 1 here on the Northwest Indiana Soccer Game of the Week presented by Route 1 Chevy. And if the rest of our season goes like this, folks, you better tune in to Regional Radio Sports Network, Facebook Live, and our website, rrsn.com, because it's only going to get better as these teams try to get down to Indianapolis and Carroll Stadium for a state championship. One of these two teams could make a deep run in the tournament.
Speaking of great starts, the Lake Central Indians have knocked off the Maryville Pirates tonight 7-1. Charlie Newton with a hat trick. Miller Nestrick with a pair of goals. 2 saves for Jacob Charaka. And a great job by Michael Miljevic with a pair of assists in that ball game as well. So a great start in the Duneland for Jeremy Rainwater and Lake Central, the 8th-rated team in the state.
Yeah, Lake Central is going to be tough on the girls' side as well, Mike. You talk about great soccer. The Duneland Conference is just loaded. Lucas Saavedra's got a great team every year. Even though they lost the opener, Mike, they've only lost 6 games in 7 years. I think they're going to be okay.
So teams have changed ends now. The Munster Mustangs dressed in their white jerseys, moving from left to right on your electronic device and laptop, or north to south. The Hobart Brickies in the opposite direction with their purple jerseys and the yellow-gold numbers. As Parker Glass sets up to our right, Aaron Bobb, the senior netminder for the Stangs, to our left on the north side. Little back heel pass by Kinsella. Dmitry Yevik, that's been a dynamic duo.
Oh.
And is that going to be a PK, Vince?
It might. It's outside the box. They say the foul was outside the box, Mike.
That was not too far.
And the AR is just sitting there, and he says it's outside the box.
Wow, that was very close. Too close for comfort for the Brickies.
And the Brickies actually pleading their case. They've got to be really careful here. And it is literally, Mike, less than the width of the soccer ball outside of the box.
Sam Marich is going to go with the indirect here. And he's got a quartet of Munster Mustangs set up at the 6, including Contreras. Here's the kick to the far side. Parker Glass came out and it went through everybody. How in the world did that ball get through that mass of humanity?
Man, that looked like a movie. He looked like an action hero coming through there, Mike. But we remain tied at 3 in overtime.
Well, these teams have been here before in shootout soccer, and the Hobart Brickies were able to come out on top. Here's Kinsella again bidding for the hat trick, trying to get past the defense. He gets taken down. And now they will call a foul on the Munster Mustangs. 14th foul on the red and white today.
And you know what? It's great when one of the kids actually fouls, and it's totally clear that he fouled. They just put their hands up and say, sir, it wasn't me. You're out on an island. It absolutely was.
So Parker Glass comes about 35 yards out of his goal box to kick it away. 4:15 remaining in the first overtime. Knocked up the elevator shaft back to Jack Harris on a 50-50 howitzer header. And now they're going to call a hog tie here. They're going to stop the clock. I think we've got a cramp going on here in the Munster side of things. And that is not looking like a very comfortable situation for the student athlete.
Regional Radio Sports wants to thank the Tauber Law Offices at 1415 Eagle Ridge Drive in Sherrillville for their continued support of student athletes. They practice general, civil, and trial law in all state and federal courts, specializing in personal injury, wrongful death, real estate, corporate, wills and probate, family, divorce, and criminal law. They also service the trust, estate, and business planning needs of their clients. Call Tauber Law Offices today for all your legal needs. Their number, 219-865 66-66.
Sam Marich limps off the field. Try to pump some Gatorade into that young man.
Just past 9 o'clock. This is the Regional Radio Sports Network and RRSN.com videos coverage of the Northwest Indiana Soccer Game of the Week, presented by Route 1 Chevrolet. Here on the Regional Radio Sports, I'm Vince Gray along with Mike Knezovich, the Hall of Famer, bringing you a barn burner to be sure. It's 3-3 here in the overtime session, Mike, about 4 minutes to go. And, boy, you really kind of hope, for the sake of both of these teams, that this game gets to a shootout.
Well, we have two top netminders out there with Bob and Parker Glass going at it.
I love it.
We've seen the situation as well where sometimes they'll have the keeper be one of the shooters.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. We saw that when Chesterton made their first state run with Charlie Eden. Charlie Eden was a heck of a player.
Left side now to G squared. Gavin Guest with a little toe tap at the 6. Great job of weak side support there by the Munster defense in Ganella. 3:31 remaining in the first overtime. Bodies flying all over the place. Good sportsmanship being displayed out there by the Brickies. One thing they're trying to do is get those quick restarts whenever they can. Hobart is playing a man short after the double yellow to Carson Bell. Protz now right in between the hash marks. Off the right side to Contreras. Contreras got the right foot free, but the shot's knocked down by the defense, and almost a little bit of a defensive miscue there, because Clark was right there at the 6.
Yeah, nice job by the keeper just to kind of get in there, and that was almost dangerous, but Parker Glass knew what to do.
And he will go with a howitzer shot here. Coach Osika likes that punt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now midfield third to Contreras. Protz deflects it off of G squared. Now Contreras trying to get around a forearm shiver of Luke Weinman. Throw in Munster.
Luke Weinman thought it was a throw in for the Hobart Brickies.
Brickies playing a man short, and they are not packing it in. They are trying to get a counter whenever they can. Boy, Thomas Martin is just playing on guts tonight, Vince.
He really is. He's injured out there, Mike. He's been taken off the field twice. He can barely walk, but he's got a captain's armband for a reason. They said he's the toughest kid on this team. I totally agree.
Now intercepted by Guess. Now Gayton got his pocket picked, and they say play on. This is soccer, not tiddlywinks. Right side, Contreras. Outside the mixer. Trying to beat the double team. Now another cramping going on. Here's a cross to the far side on the play. The header goes back to the near side, and Parker Glass grabbed it out of midair.
That's a beautiful save by Glass.
Took it right away from the offense there for the Stangs, and Nolan Kinsella.
And, Mike, you know, there's a chance. I keep giving you the chances. We could talk about, you know, Bread and Ganella, and you can say Glass, it can't be broken. Come on. You got to take these opportunities. You got to take these chances, man.
Oh, you're killing me.
I'm telling you, I kill a lot of people, Mike. That's why the listeners like it so much.
1 minute remaining in the first overtime. We're having fun here at the Brickyard.
Absolutely.
Tied at 3 apiece. Trying to get Carlos Gayton free on one of those patented counters. Nice job by Harris. Looping play up to Thomas Martin, who's just trying to stay on his feet right now.
He's right-footed, Mike, so I don't even know how he's even making contact with that ball. He's probably making his eyes water every time he takes a swing.
Great job by Luke Myman now on a counter. Left side to Liam Deal, 20 seconds remaining in overtime. Liam coming in at the 18, trying to get the right foot free. And a great job there as Deal's going to get called for the foul.
Yep, he was up on his shoulder, Mike. He tried to pull him down and draw the foul. Good job by the center to see that.
Boy, Giba was right there along with Dmitrievich. And the sands of the hourglass are going to run out here on the first overtime. The teams will change ends, and we will go with the second overtime immediately.
There is no stoppage of play, Mike. They just switch ends and go right back there. We'll put our break board up, and I will remember to clear it. It does say overtime number 2 on the top there.
So Parker Glass will head over. He actually gives a high five over to Aaron Bobb on the other side. A couple of Kindred goalkeepers.
That's pretty cool.
So Constantine Contreras will stay out there. Actually, no, it's Silva that's now out there at the left wing in the forward position. Munster now will go from right to left, Vince.
Look down, Mike. Fans are on the rail. Students are on their feet. What a great start to the soccer season. Still a lot of people in the stands. A few sweatshirts on out there, Mike, but good weather tonight.
Weather that can certainly lead to cramping. Now Stoikowski got his pocket picked. Good job by Gayton not to stand pat. And it'll be a throw in for the red and white. And Swider.
And Mike, if you take a look at even the ball boys for the Hobart Brickies, when it's a Hobart Brickie getting a throw in, they toss the ball to him. When it's a Munster Mustang, they drop it by their feet. Those are well-coached kids, man.
That's what you call home field advantage.
That's exactly right.
Far side trying to get it over to Simon Clark. Now Contreras was trying to go with a looping pass there.
Yep, a little bit too much mustard on that dog.
They're trying to set up Colin Clark on that right side on a looping pass. Nichols are wild. 5:55 left in double overtime. Ooh, they were trying to go backdoor that time, but Giba had the answer. Now the ball deflects to Kinsella. Nice looping pass. Great recognition by Parker Glass.
Nice job by Glass. And what's the call over here?
Think they had him offside, maybe?
Maybe so. Yeah, it looks like it may be.
Munster getting set to go back to the bench here down the stretch. They've been bringing in Lucas Raymond.
What was the call, Mike?
I thought it was offside for a second, but they're giving the ball to Munster.
It looks like it was a foul maybe, so they quick start it. Confused a little bit here.
Coming up on 5 minutes remaining in double overtime. Gayton got there first for the Brickies.
Let's give the fans a soccer ball night. Kind of reminds me when we were in Ancilla in the broadcast position and the ball came careening towards your face.
You cannot go to sleep over there in Donaldson, Indiana.
That is absolutely right. Now Ancilla College, a division of Marion University down in Indianapolis, Mike.
Number 29 in the ball game for the first time tonight. That's Murphy.
Aiden Murphy, he's a junior.
Murphy, yep.
He's a junior.
Thanks for saying that, because they got the lights turned off here in the booth.
Thank goodness, or we wouldn't be able to see anything. We're already having enough trouble.
Murphy takes a tumble as both players go down, and Murphy trying to get out of that corner. The Brickies have had their issues there in their defensive third.
Yeah, they've done well, though, Mike. They've been down one player for about 14 minutes plus another 42, so they're doing
now
very
Carlos
well.
Gayton off the left side. Gabe Rodriguez now will try to fan things out on the wing. And we'll have a throw in here for the Bricks with 3:44 left in double overtime.
Looks like the girls' soccer team has joined in, Mike. It looks like a lot of girls players we can recognize down there.
Carlos Gayton looking for Liam Deal. Now tries to get it back, got tripped up, no call, and now the Stangs have an opportunity on a counter. 3:25 remaining in double overtime. Silva now knifes through the middle of the defense. Tried to go with a nutmeg, but that got thwarted by Jack Harris. He scoops it up to Stoikowski, but intercepted on the play now by Protz for Munster. 3 minutes remaining in double overtime. We're staring at a shootout right in our face, but Nolan Kinsella trying to change it with a hat trick opportunity. His backdoor pass is knocked down to the defense by Evers. And now Hobart comes back on the counter, albeit 2-on-6.
And Harris had actually time and space, and that's a veteran play, Mike. He kept his dribble until they stopped him. When they didn't stop him, he just keeps wasting time.
Now Parker Glass will regroup here with 2:40 left.
And you know everything Coach Ken Anderson used to yell at me, Mike? I'm going to say it. Time, score, and strategy. That's exactly what Harris did there. He saw everything that was going on. Great veteran play.
As Coach Harris also says, will and skill.
Will and skill. I thought it was will and grace. There's a ball along the way.
Now Gayton looking near side on the play. Shoulder-to-shoulder contact. And by the time they get the ball in play here, we'll be down to 2 minutes. 2 minutes remaining in double overtime.
Coach has to turn in 5 shooters, Mike. If the 5 shooters don't score, he's got to turn in 5 more shooters. And after that, he can go ahead and arbitrarily put players out there.
And Carson Bell is gone, so not available. With the double yellow is now Kinsella with 1:42 left. Nolan Kinsella. He's already got a pair of goals. Knifes through the defense before Harris knocks him down another brick. He's got a chance at a counter. 93 ticks of the clock remaining. They get it up here in the midfield third to Rodriguez. Rodriguez trying to bust through as he gets taken down, no call. Down to 1:24 left, and it looks like they did blow the whistle.
Yeah, I heard it going, and Rodriguez is gassed, and he should be. He hasn't been able to leave the field, and they've been a man down for darn near 45 minutes.
Now, I think this is a little gamesmanship here, Vince.
I absolutely think that's what it is. They're going to bring the trainer out, and he's in a lot of pain. But he may not be in a lot of pain, Mike. He just might be a little bit tired.
Yep, I think tired, and also to stop the clock. So he gets up none for the worse for wear as Mark Lido, his longtime trainer here at Hobart, will go back to his position on the sideline.
They just keep writing themselves, Mike. He's doing the Lido shuffle coming on out.
Well, you got it going tonight,
I'm telling you what, man. I'm in mid-season form tonight.
The trainer did the Lido shuffle to get the Canella bread off the glass to Parker.
Oh, goodness. I hope my mom's listening. This is a good broadcast. We're having fun.
So the two coaches' sons are lined up, Wyman and Harris. Sounds like a law firm.
It does. Let's hope someday that they can do that.
Sure. 1:13. The clock is stopped. Now they're going to wind it. Here's the shot on the play and way over the crossbar by Luke Weinman. And we are down to 1 minute. 1 minute left in double overtime. Get out the Maylocks and Tums.
I'm telling you what. Nothing silly here. Hobart just wants to hold on and get it to a shootout.
Now Gaiba in his own zone. Off the right side with 47 left. They go through the midfield circle with a 50-50 ball. 37 ticks of the clock left. Silva's pass intercepted, deflected back to Protz, looking for Kinsella.
Uh-oh.
28 seconds remaining.
They're not
Noah
letting him
Kinsella
through.
got taken away. Now Harris comes back with one of those patented runs.
Oh,
and
this
now
is
it
gonna be a
looks like
card.
we're going to get a card situation on Dmitrievic. Dmitrievic's going to get the card.
Give me the time on this one.
Let's see.
It's going to
Got to
be.
get out the abacus.
It's going to be 13 minutes and 41 seconds plus 80. So that'll make it 93-40. Let's call it 93-41. Is that correct?
That is correct.
93-41. And that's a yellow.
So Dmitrievic is out of there. Now Parker Glass comes in, and he's limping right now.
I would be.
They're going to get everybody up front now, Vince, with 19.9 seconds remaining. Check that. That's Thomas Martin that came up limping. Parker's still back about 30 yards in front of his goal mouth. With Thomas Martin barely able to walk. So 19.9 seconds remaining in double overtime. Gabe Rodriguez retreats back to the Hobart bench.
So again, Mike, it'll be 5. If they don't score here, it'll be 5 shooters per side. They'll pick a side.
They're already starting to get their strategy over there at the bench, Vince.
You can see it. They're already talking about it. They may not need it, though, if the Brickies can put this ball on frame. Here we go.
Carlos Gayton with the run-up. Here's his kick on the play, and it's going to go way off the mark. And that might be the last-ditch effort for either one of these sides. In regulation and overtime, the sands of the hourglass are going to run out here as Aaron Bob approaches the ball. And we are headed to shootout soccer here tonight at the Brickyard. We'll go ahead and take a 2-minute video timeout. We'll come back, regroup, and we'll be back for the shootout here in the season opener. Tied at 3 between the Brickies and the Mustangs on RSN.com video, Facebook Live, and Regional Radio Sports.
Broadcast is brought to you by the Regional Radio Sports Network, your ticket to the best seat in the house since 1992. The United States Marine Corps. The few, the proud, the Marines. Centier Bank. Since 1895, Indiana's largest private family-owned bank. State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Ivy Tech Community College's Lake County campuses. Your future starts here. Horizon Bank. Exceptional service, sensible advice for 150 years. Engravables. Your headquarters for awards, trophies, and plaques. Tech Credit Union. The better option for personal and business banking.
You talk to your kids about many things, so when it's time to talk to them about finances, know that Centier Bank offers a fee-free student checking account to help guide good spending habits today for an even better tomorrow. Centier Bank.
We develop quality citizens who keep our core, our country, and our communities side by side on the winning side. Not for glory, but for honor. For a code that isn't written or spoken, but lived. It's what we do. It's who we are. It's the battle cry of our fighting spirit. Battles won. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
Presenting the Horizon Bank elevator pitch. Why aren't we telling you about ourselves? We're waiting for you to tell us about yourself. Our pitch can wait. Horizon Bank. Get a conversation started.
Back here at the Brickyard, it's the Northwest Indiana Game of the Week presented by Route 1 Chevy. And boy, we've had a barn burner, and so far, nothing's been decided because we're going to a PK shootout, Mike. And you got to tell me, how's a PK shootout work? Because I might be a little bit novice to this. I've never seen only about 100 of these. How's it work, Mike?
Going to have 5 shooters from each team. Here's an interesting situation for you as well, Vince, a development. Vuk Merrick is actually going to come out and be the keeper in the shootout here for the Munster Mustangs after Aaron Bob was the keeper. And Merrick looks like he's a pretty tall drink of water out there as well, Vince, with some great wingspan.
Wow, so let's write that down. Vuk Merrick. So we're going to make sure that our camera operator also understands the rules here too, and she's going to make sure to keep an eye on the goal and make sure that we know that that's going to happen as well. So she'll zoom in on whichever goal they decide to go towards. Players will run in from the midline there. They have to come all the way back to midfield, Mike, and you'll have the arm-in-arm camaraderie for sure. Let's see, it's probably going to be...
It's Coolin Clark, Ganella, Roberts in there for the Munster Mustangs. Jack Harris is out there for the Hobart Brickies. Alex Martin joins him. Or check that. That's Evans or Evers.
Both teams off the bench, Mike, and they're on the sideline. I think even though Carson Bell got the red, I think he gets to stay on the bench. I think that's a new rule this year. Even though he got a red card, he gets to stay with his teammates.
And it's going to be Dmitry Yevich is going to be the first shooter here for the Munster Mustangs.
So Dmitry Yevich.
He's picked up a goal here tonight.
So Nikola Dmitrievich will be our first shooter.
And he will go one-on-one here with Parker Glass.
Parker Glass in goal for the Hobart Brickies.
Each team gets 5 shooters. If we're tied at the end of 5, we go to a sudden death shootout. So here we go. The Munster Mustangs will be the first team to shoot in each sequence here of these 5 shots. And he will wait to get the signal, and he'll have 10 seconds to approach the ball and go with his shot. Dimitrievich now comes off the left side on the play. Here's his shot and a goal! As he got it by Glass, 1-0 Munster.
Glass picked the right side, was right size, wrong shape, so he missed it.
So 1-0 Munster in the shootout.
Looks like they might have Weinman leading off here, Mike.
Luke Weinman's going to start it off here. He usually comes in with the left foot. And as we mentioned here, this is Vuk Merrick, the backup goalkeeper. Aaron Bob is on the bench right now with all of his teammates. But interesting strategy here from Jim Persopoulos.
And maybe Jim actually has him do this in practice.
So Luke now will get the signal. Here's his left-footed shot. Save on the play by Merrick.
Oh, wow.
I am not going to question anybody with 343 wins. Thank you very much.
My goodness, he picked the right side, and he is huge out there, Mike. That kid's got to be 6'6". Wow.
And now you got Kinsella with a chance to put Munster up here by 2. So Parker Glass is going to have to come up with a save. He may as well do it right now against the sharpshooter for the Munster Mustangs. 1-0 lead for Munster through one shooter. Kinsella approaches the ball, and the player's a shot and a goal. He buried it. 2-0 Stangs. And now the pressure is really on the Brickies. You do not want to get down here by 2.
My goodness.
Carlos Gayton will come in now. Can Vuk Merrick do it again? 2-0 lead for Munster. We're in the second round.
If Vuk Merrick stops this shot, Mike, he's making a strong bid to be our Route 1 Chevy player of the game. Let's see what happens here.
Carlos Gayton, who picked up a goal and assist in the field of play today, approaches it from the right side, and the play comes in. Here's his shot, and a save by Merrick!
Oh, my goodness.
Unbelievable. Boy, you got all these student athletes out there for 94 minutes, and then the kid comes in off the bench and steals the show. So this will really put the Brickies into harm's way now. And coming in for the shot here is number 14, Kevin Liu.
Senior.
So Kevin Liu is going to try to give Munster a seemingly unsurmountable 3-goal lead in the shootout. Liu approaches the ball, and the player's a shot and hit the crossbar.
Oh.
So Hobart is still alive.
He went high, and that was the right spot. He went to the upper 90, but it hit the crossbar. Brickies are still alive.
Oh, yeah, if they can get one here, they're right back in it. And they got the right man to get it done in Jack Harris.
Comes Jack Harris.
This is crucial now for the Brickies. Trying to cut the lead down to 1 through 3 shooters. Merrick is 2 for 2 in saves. Harris approaches the ball. Here's a shot on the plate. He almost saved that one, too. So it's now 2-1 Munster through 3 shooters. So
wow.
Munster will take this one home with a win if they are not denied by Parker Glass. Robert Canella with an opportunity now to try to make it a 2-goal lead. Canella, another one of the seniors for the Stangs. He will wait for the signal from Tomic. Comes up with the right foot, a shot. Oh, and Parker Glass guessed right, but the ball went underneath his arm.
So they've got to get a goal, another goal,
score
and they've
here.
got to get a stop to tie it up. Because right now it's 3-1, Mike. 4 shooters in the. It's Dimitrievich got a goal. Kinsella, Lou hit the crossbar, and Ganella, he brought the loaf of bread back to the grocery store in the bag.
So Gavin Guest now will try to make it a 1-goal game. He has to score here. It's all over. He approaches the ball. Here's G Squirt, shot and a goal.
That was easy.
So 3-2. So here it is. Here it is now for the Stings. If they score here, they take home the win. And making the slow walk up now is Coolin Clark. Clark, a senior. And he has a chance to win this one as Parker Glass playing a little gamesmanship right now. So C Square with an opportunity to ice it away here for the Munster Mustangs in this season opener here in the 2023 campaign. He approaches the soccer ball. Here's a shot and a save by Parker Glass. And we've got a chance now if Hobart scores to go to sudden death shootout soccer. Unbelievable. So it comes down to the last shooter for the Hobart Brickies. And it's going to be Parker Glass, Vince Gray.
Nice.
How about this for drama?
How nice is that?
So Parker Glass with a chance to tie it up and send it to a sudden death shootout here at the Brickyard.
Keeper on keeper crime here, Mike, and let's see what happens between these two keepers. Oh, my goodness.
Vuk Merrick has had 2 saves in the shootout. If he can somehow come up with a save, Munster wins. Parker Glass trying to tie it up. Here's a shot on the play, and it went wide. And the Munster Mustangs have won the shootout, and they will officially win the match here today by a score of 4-3. So Munster with the win goes to 1-0 and 1-0 in the conference. And the Hobart Brickies go through Heartbreak Hotel out here tonight, and they will fall to 0-1 and 0-1 in the conference. What a match out here tonight, and what a terrific performance by Vuk Merrick off the bench with 2 saves, and it came down to the end, and it couldn't get put in the net there by the Brickies, and they will end up losing it 4-3, but boy, I tell you what a great match and a great effort by student athletes on both halves, Vince.
Oh, my goodness. Mike, let's go directly into our Route 1 Chevy post-game show, and it's capping off the Munster Mustangs 4-3 shootout victory, and you feel bad for Parker Glass. He had a heck of a time to stop that last shot, and you feel like maybe a little bit of pressure, but nice job by Parker Glass and the Hobart Brickies playing a man down, Mike, for the majority of the second half.
Yep.
And all of overtime.
Yep.
But unbelievable. Vuk Merrick. Remember that name. Vuk Merrick was cold as a stone. He wasn't on the game for the whole game. They bring him in overtime. He gets 2 huge stops. And then the Hobart Brickies missed the post on the end. It's a 4-3 Munster Mustang shootout win. And, boy, you know what? We've got nowhere to go but down from here.
This is a great scene out here right now, Vince. Both the teams hugging and congratulating each other on a great performance out here today. And I certainly like to see that because this has been a very contentious rivalry.
My goodness.
And it's kind of boiled over a little bit, but this is great to see that the student athletes are out there and congratulating each other. And there's no winners and losers in this one, that's for sure.
Oh, my goodness, Mike. They're all winners, that's for sure. These student athletes very much acquitted themselves. It's 9:40 Central Time, and we've been here for most of the evening. Sun set a long time ago, but boy, the sun's not going to set on either of these squads. What a great effort from the Munster Mustangs. They win it in the PK shootout. Great job from the Munster Mustangs. We'll go ahead and recap our scoring, again brought to us by Route 1 Chevy. You can find them in your only moments from Moments. Find them at 815-424-6068 on the web at route1chevy.com. First goal of the game came at 11:56. Gabe Rodriguez. Seems like about 2 weeks ago, Mike. Gabe Rodriguez got a goal at 11:56 to give the Hobart Brickies the 1-0 lead. It looked like the Brickies were going to go into the half with that 1-0 lead, but they forgot about the Indiana commit Nolan Kinsella, who got a goal at 34:49, and just 39 seconds later, Kinsella gave the Munster Mustangs the lead with the goal at 35:28. It was 2-1 at the half. But in the second half, here come the Hobart Brickies. Carson Bell, who later on received a second yellow and a red card disqualification, even this score at 48-23. Carlos Gayton had the assist, and then Carlos Gayton got a goal at 52-32 to give the Brickies a 3-2 lead. But Nikolai say his last name again. Dimitrievich got his goal at 59:30, and we were all tied. Went into overtime after Bell's disqualification at 58:27, right before the Dimitrievich goal, which was really pretty, Mike. It was a nice given goal to tie this ball game. Carson Bell was disqualified at 58:27, and the Brickies for the rest of the ball game played a player down. There was other discipline, which we'll summarize later on, but then we went to 2 7-minute overtimes, and nothing was decided. Munster had Dimitrievich, Kinsella, Lou, Ganella, and Clark as their shooters in the overtime. Dimitrievich and Kinsella scored. Lou hit the crossbar, and Ganella came back with a goal, and then Coolin Clark was stopped cold by Parker Glass, who got a chance to go to that final shot. Luke Wyman and Carlos Gayton were stopped by the surprise overtime goaltender, Vuk Merrick. Vuk Merrick got 2 stops to put the Munster Mustangs up 2-0, but then Jack Harris and Gavin Gass got goals, and then it was Parker Glass stepping up to try to send the game into overtime, into a continuation of the shootout, but it was no dice as he went wide left. It all adds up to a 4-3 final score in PK shootout for the Munster Mustangs.
Time now to name our Route 1 Chevy players of the game on both sides. Vince Gray, let's take a look first of all at the purple and yellow gold, the Hobart Brickies. And I tell you what, I got to give an honorable mention to Thomas Martin as he's being carried off the field right now by his teammates.
And Thomas Martin was actually helped off by the trainer twice and by our center official at the end. But our player of the game is going to be Carlos Gayton. Carlos Gayton assisted on Carson Bell's goal at 48-23, and then he gave the Brickies the lead at 52-32. So our player of the game for the Hobart Brickies, brought to us by Route 1 Chevy, is Carlos Gayton.
Taking a look at the other side, Vince, obviously you got to look at Nolan Kinsella as being a guy that certainly would have been the candidate to turn things around, but how about that guy in the orange jersey coming off the bench?
I'm just going to tell you something, Mike. The young man was only out for 5 shooters, but Vuk Merrick came into this ball game as a surprise, and we questioned Coach Prosopoulos, and we shouldn't have done that, because now he has how many victories in his career?
344.
Okay, so we'll say, because he's the man who knows what he's doing, we're going to give our player of the game, brought to us by Route 1 Chevy. It's Vuk Merrick, the goaltender, who had 2 quick stops, and then that last shot went wide. He anchored this Munster Mustangs team to an overtime victory.
So the Munster Mustangs will move on now as they continue on in their quest for a conference championship, as they will continue on with their schedule. The Hobart Brickies as well will continue on. Both teams will have a conference play as well as non-conference play as they move forward in the campaign. The Munster Mustangs host the Penn Kingsmen on Saturday. Then they host Crown Point. The Low Red Devils come in. And then the Bishop Knoll Warriors. So they've got 4 consecutive home games now after this victory. So that should bode pretty well for the Munster Mustangs.
We want to give special thanks to both head coaches, Jamie Harris and Luke Wyman, co-head coaches at the Hobart Brickies. And we also want to thank Jim Prosopoulos of the Munster Mustangs for pregame interview accessibility. We also want to thank the faculty and staff here at Hobart High School, including their athletic director, Mike Black, for their continued hospitality. With the 4-3 PK shootout victory, the Munster Mustangs improved their record to 1-0, and they're now 1-0 in the NCC, while the Hobart Brickies fall to 0-1. And they're 0-1 as well in conference. Be sure to go to our website, rrsn.com, and our Facebook Live page for continuing soccer coverage this entire season of the Northwest Indiana Soccer Game of the Week, presented by Route 1 Chevy. So for our team here, Mike, let's say our goodbyes. It's for Elena Knezovich, our camera person, and, of course, the Hall of Famer Mike Knezovich. I'm Vince Gray. Mike's going to tell you who brought us here today, and we say God bless America and God bless you all.
Before the video montage, Tauber Law Offices, also First Trust Trust Credit Union and Cuban Networks. And also, again, special thanks go out to the Hobart High School Boys Soccer Boosters and the Munster Soccer Club for their support of student athletes. And also, we want to thank these fine folks that are partners with the Regional Radio Sports Network.
Broadcast is brought to you by the Regional Radio Sports Network, your ticket to the best seat in the house since 1992. The United States Marine Corps, the few, the proud, the Marines. Centier Bank, since 1895, Indiana's largest private family-owned bank. State Farm Insurance, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Ivy Tech Community College's Lake County campuses. Your future starts here. Horizon Bank, exceptional service, sensible advice for 150 years. Engravables, your headquarters for awards, trophies, and plaques. Tech Credit Union, the better option for personal and business banking.
Today's broadcast on the IHSAA Champions Network is presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.